To race to say, okay, there's that guy I'm racing, but there's two guys in front of him, or there's a cup guy leading the race. We saw Daniel Suarez last week run a great race, be patient, put himself in position to win, but I don't think anybody went into Dover thinking Daniel Suarez was going to win the race, and I don't think we went into Kentucky thinking that Elliott Sadler was. So we've had two kind of unexpected winners, even though both these guys are capable of winning. The guys that we thought were going to kind of sweep this round was Erik Jones, and he's had nothing but trouble.
Yeah, it has been a long string of races, and that does get grueling, and not as much for the drivers. Think about the crews. There's a lot of these crews that are getting ready to do double duty, so they've already made a lot of pit stops today, and a lot of these top teams have those crews working for them. So very, very difficult time. They run Kansas next week, and then they get a couple of weeks off. But today, right now, is the most important time for a lot of these drivers with their championship hopes at stake.
Yeah, and you know, we talk about these guys, and Dale brings up an excellent point here. When we talk about JR Motorsports, we talk about the Childress cars, we talk about the Gibbs cars. What about Blake Cook?
Yeah.
What about Ron Seay? What about those guys who have very limited funds, very limited people working at the shop? They have double busted their rear end just to keep up the pace and just to be here.
There you see Xfinity Series drivers getting ready for their chase earlier today. It was the chasers who had to take out withdrawals in the Bank of America 500. What will happen in this elimination race for these Xfinity Series regulars? There you see Ryan Reed. He is ready. A driver like Erik Jones, his season all comes down to this.
Our mentality as a team hasn't really changed. I think you got to stay aggressive.
Jones is around. He takes Dillon up to the wall. And two strong chase contenders have crashed.
I enjoy being in a higher pressure situation where you have to make something happen.
Just drive like hell and give it all we got.
One second can change your life.
Jones is around. He takes Dillon up to the wall. And two strong chase contenders have crashed.
The respect level definitely changes when you're facing elimination. You do whatever it takes. Failure is not an option.
Elliott Elliott Sadler will win and advance to the round of 8.
Suarez has put on a clinic today.
Every single guy that's a part of this chase has sacrificed somewhere, sometime to be here.
The intensity is going to ramp up like we've never seen before. It really becomes a different style of racing.
If it boils down to me getting into the next round or me going home from the chase, then you got to be aggressive.
Welcome to NBC SN's coverage of NASCAR Xfinity Series racing from Charlotte. The word elimination continues to come up. This is an elimination race, the first one ever for the Xfinity Series as we look at the round of 12. Daniel Suarez, Elliott Sadler, both advancing into the round of 8 because of their wins, but everyone else fighting for position on the racetrack. Hello, everyone. Alongside Steve Letarte, Jeff Burton, I'm Rick Allen. As we get ready for this first ever elimination race, two names that were below the cut line that I think stand out are Erik Jones and Ty Dillon, guys that we would have expected to be championship contenders, but right now they're on the outside looking in.
They are, and that shows you how difficult this chase is. And the first time these Xfinity guys have dealt with this, the two best cars perhaps all year long are the outside looking in. So that pressure is going to continue into today. They've got to have good finishes, but as they're having good runs, that means other people aren't, and they've got to find a way to get themselves back in the chase.
Well, Ty Dillon did a nice job of recovering from Kentucky with a good run at Dover, back in the second place position. Erik Jones really hasn't. He's had 2 poor runs back-to-back. This is a car that won 4 races in the regular season, and this is not a track that I think you look forward to coming to, because if you go back and look into May, there were already a ton of issues with what are now chase contenders in this race in the spring.
Chase drivers all having issues, including the 20 of Erik Jones, the 19 of Daniel Suarez, the 1 Elliott Sadler caught up in that. Ryan Reed, another chaser, with issues here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's definitely a racetrack that's difficult.
It is. We just saw it. We just had the Cup race where we saw some of the favorites have trouble in that race as well. So you can expect that continue into today's race in the Xfinity Series.
We take a look at the two drivers that are outside looking in. Ty Dillon, Erik Jones, compare what they have done already this season.
Well, Erik Jones, without a doubt, the hottest driver in the Xfinity Series. 4 wins, got him those very important bonus points. But with 2 poor finishes, Rick, 4 points below, he's really used those bonus points up. He cannot lean on them today. He needs to run and run well up inside the top 3 or 4 to give himself the best chance of advancing into the round of 8.
Yeah, and Ty Dillon, he's a driver that we think about being a very aggressive driver. He goes after it every single lap. Is that going to be in his best interest today? Is he better off backing up a little bit, running faster than the guys he should be able to run faster than, make sure he doesn't get in trouble? That's a big balance, a guy like Ty Dillon who loves to drive aggressively and hard. He's going to have to make that decision today.
We focus on Ty Dillon and Erik Jones because they're the 2 drivers we expected to be in, and they're below the chase. But really, other than the 2 drivers with wins, I'm not sure anybody's safe, Rick, because we just saw it in the Cup race. Issues can happen, mechanical, it can happen on the racetrack, it can happen with a tire or a pit stop, and any of those mistakes will cost you enough points to eliminate you from the chase.
Well, right now, the driver that's in 7th would have to fall out of the top 8 for the 2 drivers that we just mentioned to be able to get up there. Well, that's Blake Koch. And you would think that Blake Koch is fighting for his shot at the championship just like everybody else is. It's not going to be easy for those 2 drivers to get up there and take the positions that they're going to need to be able to advance into the round of 8.
Well, it's not going to be easy, but then on top of that, you throw the Cup drivers in here. Now you have a race within a race. So maybe not the race for the win, but maybe the race for 13th, 14th, 15th will determine who gets in this, who moves into the next round versus who doesn't.
I'm not sure if the Cup drivers are an advantage or a disadvantage for a Brendan Poole or a Blake Koch. They're going to perhaps outrun Erik Jones, not allow him to win a race, maybe move him back in the field closer to the grips for those drivers that currently run 8th, 9th, 10th. Or are the Cup drivers going to be enough to eliminate those guys? We're going to have to watch and see how they play out.
And again, it's win and you advance. So if you have a Cup driver that ends up winning this race, it takes away that possibility of an Xfinity Series regular to get the win and advance option. And that's what all of these drivers are working on right now. They want to win this race. But before we get the green flag, we got to fire the engines. Let's go trackside for the command.
And now for the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome your Grand Marshals, Blue Cross, Blue Shield of North Carolina employees and breast cancer survivors, Jackie Carter and Robin Hill.
Drivers, start your engine!
Got here whenever you're clear, just fire it up there when you're ready. Copy.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. They have painted the pit road wall pink for awareness. We'll be right back. NASCAR on NBCSN is brought to you by Credit One Bank, the official credit card of NASCAR, and by Ford. We go further so you can. Pressure escalating as we enter the final race of the round of 12, the first elimination race for the Xfinity Series.
Dream about it ever since you're a little kid. Hoisting that trophy over my head in Miami.
Win and you advance.
This is what we race all season long for. If it boils down to me getting into the next round or me going home from the chase, I'm going to drive them extremely hard to make sure I can get into that next round.
And welcome back to Charlotte Motor Speedway as we get ready for this elimination race for the Xfinity Series drivers. I want to take a look at the starting grid. Up front, Kyle Larson and Eric Jones make up row number one. Eric Jones needing a good finish. He's 4 points behind the cutoff entering this race.
In row 2, we have Joey Logano starting next to Daniel Suarez, who's already locked into the round 8 with his win at Dover.
In row 3, we have Brandon Jones, currently 18 points below the cutoff. We'll start next to Blake Cook, currently 4 points above.
Back in row 4, another driver that's just outside that cutoff line. Number 3 of Ty Dillon, that 24-year-old out of Welcome, North Carolina, 3 points behind the cutoff.
In row 5, we have Ryan Sieg, who's 10 points behind the cutoff line, starting next to Austin Dillon.
Row 6, we have two drivers trying to protect their space above the cutoff, Brendan Gaughan and Ryan Reed.
Back in row 7, it's Brennan Poole and Elliott Sadler. Elliott Sadler locked into the round of 8 with his win at Kentucky earlier this year.
And right behind them, we have Darrell Wallace Jr., who is 10 points ahead of the cut line, starting next to Matt Tipp.
In row 9, we have Brad Keselowski, a 3-time Charlotte winner. We'll start next to Jeb Burton, who finished 11th here in May.
Back in row 10, it's Kevin Harvick and Dakota Armstrong. Harvick in the 88 has never won at Charlotte in the Xfinity Series and had a difficult run today in the Cup Series earlier.
In row 11, we have J.J. Yaley, who had his 40th birthday this week, starting next to Ray Black Jr.
In row 12, we have Jeremy Clements, 3 top 10s in 2016, most ever in a season. We'll start next to Ross Chastain.
as the starting grid continues to roll. Let's see if we can chat with Brennan Poole, driver of the 48, one of those drivers that's trying to stay in front of that cut line. Jeff?
Hey, Brennan, it's Jeff up in the NBCSN booth. You with us?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Well, Bud, I know this is a stressful race. Tell us what it's like with just a 3-point lead going into this first ever cutoff race in the Xfinity Series.
Well, I probably wouldn't be telling you the truth if I didn't say it was a little stressful, but that's part of it. That's what makes this chase format so great. You know, I did have a couple of extra days to sit at home and think about this one, but you know, this is a great race team I'm a part of with great partners at DC Solar, and I just wouldn't want to go to battle with anybody else, and so I'm feeling good about our chances this afternoon. Just can't make any mistakes and have a good start day. Just do what we love to do.
Well, with all the practice this weekend, with all the rain rather this weekend, the practice schedule got messed up a little bit. How did you and your team prepare for this race?
Well, you know, honestly, in that racing in the afternoon, I think is a little bit better for me. I ran really good here the first race where we raced in the afternoon, so my car ended up in practice pretty close to how we finished that race the first go-round, so I'm actually pretty happy we're racing in the afternoon. So I think we'll be pretty good. We'll just have to see how it goes, keep up with the racetrack, and make good decisions.
All right, Brennan, good luck. Have a good day.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
And we will be riding along with Brennan Poole today. You see the DC Solar onboard camera. He will start 13th. Also have a camera with Kevin Harvick. That's the Hunt Brothers Pizza camera, and he will be starting 19th. We'll see if Kevin Harvick can make his way up toward the front. Brad Keselowski, another one of the Cup drivers that will be doing double duty today, has the Ford onboard camera starting 17th. And Elliott Sadler has the The Votes onboard camera, and Elliott will start in row 7, starting in the 14th position. So as the cars work their way around the track 2 by 2, let's take a look at this week's Ford Drive to the Championship and the double duty drivers here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Yeah, we're going to have 5 of them today, and their double duty is extra double duty because they raced just a few minutes ago at the Sprint Cup race. So while 3/4 of our field hasn't been on the track in 72 hours, Austin Dillon, Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, Kyle Larson, they have already run 500 miles each already today.
Well, you have to wonder the attitudes of some of them. Austin Dillon, Kevin Harvick, both those guys did not have good days, had problems in the points. So also, you know, think about Joey Logano, just can they focus on this race? Can this race help them get into the right mindset and put today's Cup race behind them?
A lot of racing for those drivers. Want to hear some more of the storylines before the green flag flies? Let's go to Dave Burns.
Well, Rick, let's think about it for Ryan Reed. He has 11 points to the cutoff line in this cutoff race. That is not enough to save you from the kind of things we just saw in the Sprint Cup race. 11 points, not going to save you if you have engine failure. 11 points, not going to save you if you get turned into the inside wall on a restart. Ryan has to have his head about him all day long and not rest on that 11-point gap, Marty.
Dave, a moment ago, heard Brennan Poole say that he is happy that it's going to be a day race here for the Xfinity Series. Exactly the opposite for Bubba Wallace and his race team. He told me a couple days ago, he said, hands down, we would rather race at night. For some reason, we struggle during the day. Our car seems to get tight in the middle, and we can't get that condition out. He told me moments ago, listen, I want the sun to go down behind the grandstands, this track to cool down. That will really play into our favor. But the main thing he wants, Kelly, is to stay above that cut line. Right now, he is plus 10, hoping to make it to the next round.
Marty, Blake Cook and his Kaulig racing team has already met their goal for the season, simply making it into the chase. So these last 2 races have been gravy, but now that they face an elimination race with a 4-point cushion, Blake admits that he's starting to feel some of the pressure, but rather than focus on protecting that points lead, he wants to look ahead and move up in the chase standings. Keep an eye on that 11.
Thank you, Kelly. As we get ready for 200 laps of racing, 300 miles. I want to listen into spotter communication for Darrell Wallace Jr.
Does top ever come in, middle, what we got? Not really. You know, bottom of 1 and 2 was the most popular. Larson was making the very top work a little bit early. Kind of seemed to fade at the very top back to the middle. I'd say if there works bottom, just keep digging bottom until we need to search.
That was spotter coverage presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance, helping drivers worry less. And That will be difficult for these drivers today, as this is the first elimination race for the Xfinity Series.
It is difficult, Rick, and it's easy to say to try to put the pressure behind you. But really, this is what sports are all about. If you're an athlete in any sport, you want to do your best performance when the pressure is on the line. And these younger stars of the Xfinity Series, this is their first taste of a cut race. They're getting ready to see what all the talk has been about at the Sprint Cup level for 2 years. We've seen these races get crazy at the Sprint Cup level. We'll see how this one plays out today.
One driver doing double duty, Kyle Larson, will start up front. In the 42, Eric Jones in the 20. They make up row number 1. Pace cars off the track. Green flag is in the air. Great start for Kyle Larson. He's been able to jump out in front. Joey Logano tucks in behind him in the 12. Eric Jones in the 20 running third. In the 19 of Daniel Suarez running fourth. NASCAR taking a look at the start of the race. They do that after every start or restart.
Ty Dillon on the outside. Obviously, you want to pick up as many spots as you can. At the same time, we talked about it early, like you don't want to be too aggressive and get yourself into a problem. You have to race hard, though. If you try to become something that you're not, that's really when you get in trouble. Ty Dillon is an aggressive race car driver. That's how he drives a race car. If he changes that, I think that's worse than just staying aggressive. This is what got you here. Keep doing what you do.
He was racing with the 7 of Justin Allgaier, and Allgaier able to surge in front. Now it's two brothers running side by side. Austin Dillon in the 2 and Ty Dillon in the 3. Daniel Suarez trying to take third away from Eric Jones. Suarez to the bottom of the racetrack. Eric Jones in the 20 able to surge ahead down the backstretch.
And Rick, that 19 of Daniel Suarez gets to race with less pressure today because he got that win at Dover a week ago. He has advanced through to the round of 8.
A little bit of an interesting start for the 6 and the 48. Want to take a look at the actual start of the race, and Darrell Wallace Jr. in the back there.
I think everybody was trying to anticipate the start. You see, Brennan Poole thought the line was going to go a little bit quicker than it did. Darrell Wallace Jr. had laid back a little bit, trying to get a run, got into the back, and he has damage. What we talked about, this is a chaser already before a lap even happens having an issue, and that is an aerodynamic problem right there. That is a huge hole in that hood.
Well, you hope it's only aerodynamic. We'll have to see. Perhaps as it knocked the ductwork out, will the car continue to cool correctly? Because as you mentioned, Jeff, there's a lot of damage to the hood and the front fascia of that 6 car.
More on the 6, Marty.
And they asked about that damage. Spotter said it's actually above the grill area, they think. So they think they should be okay for that 6 car. We'll see if it does affect him later in the race. You know, Jeff, you bring up an interesting point about Ty Dillon. He was asked about that earlier this week, and he said, honestly, I think we do have to change a little bit of who we are this week. We've got to be a little conservative. We've got to be smart. Can't take risks. Can't take chances on the racetrack. But you know that aggressive style will shine through eventually. If they can get through this next round, that's just who Ty Dillon is. But he said, no doubt, today they want to play it a little bit conservatively to make sure they make it above that cut line.
I'm not so sure that Darrell Wallace Jr. can play it conservative, though, because he's only 10 spots in front of the cut line. We're looking at Ty Dillon. Again, he was below the cut line, and that's the number that everyone is looking at right now. As you see the numbers on the side of the screen, chase points as they run.
And Rick, we mentioned the 6, Darrell Wallace Jr. This is a young man I'm really waiting to see some improvement out of. He has had a lot of opportunity in this Roush Fenway car. Last year, his teammate Chris Buescher won the championship. The 6 of Darrell Wallace Jr. has yet to win a race, and this year only has a handful of top 5s. Hasn't been leading laps as we ride on board the Rev the Vote. There, Elliott Sadler. You know, Elliott Sadler has showed an Xfinity regular can win races. He's done it this year. Darrell Wallace Jr. has yet to do it. And really, for him to be a championship contender and to be in the conversation, we're going to have to see more speed, but more importantly, Jeff, some consistency out of this team.
Well, now he has the stress of having this damage. You know they're going to have to fix it. you know at some point they're probably going to give up some spots on pit road trying to get this problem fixed. So already on lap 8, and I know it's only lap 8 and we're showing these chase points, but you can already see the problems that he's had that got him in a position where he's out of where he needs to be. So they're going to have to fix the car, which is going to put him even further back.
Well, they know they have a competition caution coming in lap 25 because of all the weather. As we mentioned, 72 hours since these cars have been on the racetrack. So now at this point, don't make it worse. Stay on the lead lap. You have about 15, 16 more laps to the caution. Just stay on the lead lap, come up with a plan to try to get it fixed under that yellow and not work on it all day.
One of the guys who has moved the right direction has been Erik Jones. He currently runs in 3rd position and right now 4 points above the cutoff line. Kelly?
And you guys were talking about the issues he had through the first 2 races that had him coming into this race 4 points below the cut line. When I talked to Eric, I asked him if the chase was tougher than he expected, and he said, yeah, I'd say it's tougher than I expected for sure. I actually thought it would be pretty easy, but it has been tough, especially being in a hole. And then his crew chief, Chris Gabehart, chimed in and said, well, I've been through this format before for the last 2 years as a race engineer, both with Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin, so I knew how tough it is. This is not a chase format that you can run or hide from, but this team now banking on the performance that they have in this 20 to get on the right side of things.
That's why they have this format in the Xfinity Series, Rick, for these young drivers like Erik Jones to feel the pressure, feel the intensity, understand the format before he gets his shot at Sprint Cup next year.
And he will be doing that for Furniture Row Racing. So wanting to win a championship in the 20 car, and right now just hoping to advance as they all chase after Kyle Larson. Welcome back to NASCAR Xfinity Series Racing from Charlotte. It's the drive for the Cure 300. Beautiful aerial coverage provided by our partners at Smithfield Foods. As we watch Kyle Larson try to stay in front of Erik Jones. The gap has closed under half a second, separating the top two. Kyle Larson doing double duty today after running in the Sprint Cup Series race just a few moments ago. Erik Jones trying to get by him for the lead and potentially a win, which would advance him into the round of 8. And right now, 2 drivers have wins, Daniel Suarez and Elliott Sadler. Everyone else is fighting for points.
I think the chase standings put this in perspective. Eric Jones currently running second, still only +6 above, so it is not a cakewalk by any means for him to guarantee a spot into the round of 8.
The guarantee would be if he wins. He would have to get up front and win this race to guarantee that move into the round of 8. But obviously, Eric Jones can do everything that he's able to do, run second in this race, and still might not advance because of the finishes of the guys that he's racing for that final position.
The speed's not been the problem with this 20 and Eric Jones. It's just been getting the finishes. You know, they've won 4 wins. Think about all the bonus points they brought into this round. Without those bonus points, how big of a hole would they be in? So those wins have meant a great deal to helping Eric Jones.
Well, and I think it's not lost on Kyle Larson the situation that Eric Jones is in. And I think you're going to see Larson, Logano, Dillon, Keselowski, Harvick, the other Cup regulars that are in this field doing double duty. They know what's on the line for the 20. That could be a disadvantage for the 20 or an advantage. I think it's a disadvantage because, as you see right here, Kyle Larson can push the issue. He can race on the door of the 20, and the 20 is going to have to be cognizant of the fact that he can't make a big mistake.
That's one advantage that Cup drivers bring into every single week, but it's magnified this week. If you're a Cup guy and you do something, you drive aggressively, you get into a wreck, you go and you get in a Cup car the next day. If you're an Xfinity guy and you get in a wreck, you have a week to think about it. It hurts you in the points. It takes away the opportunity for you to advance, to move into the next round, all those things. So that is one advantage that the Cup drivers bring every single week to these races.
And look who's found the top.
Oh,
42 of Kyle Larson went up there to kind of defend, and now he has that little smile under his helmet like, you know, that line works pretty good. I'm going to try it down here at 1 and 2 as well. No, I'm going to run the middle of the racetrack at 1 and 2, and I'm going to run right along the rim in 3 and 4.
And the shadows beginning to get a little bit longer here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Kelly?
And I wouldn't expect Kyle Larson to go too easy on Eric Jones because there is something on the line for this 42. There's an owner's championship, an owner's chase that works the same way as the driver's chase, and this 42 team is in a must-win situation to advance to the next round of the owner's championship.
A race within the race. So Kyle Larson running that higher line at 24 years old. He is racing against Eric Jones, who's 20 years old. So really the future of NASCAR running 1 and 2 right here. A little bit of an incident behind them, though. Saw it just moments ago. 21 of Spencer Gallagher and Jeremy Clements in the 51. Look at Clements close the gap, and maybe does he get in back there? No, doesn't touch him, but he takes the air off the spoiler. And so a tough grab there for Spencer Gallagher to try to get the handle of that race car as we close in on the 25th lap, which is the competition caution, because of the fact that there has been such limited track time for the Xfinity Series. The drivers and teams, they want to make sure that they have a grasp on the handling of these cars, the tire wear. So at or around lap 25, there will be a competition caution that NASCAR will throw out the caution, give these teams an opportunity to come to pit road and take a look at the wear on the tires and give the teams a little bit of a handling, as we got a spinner coming out of turn number 2. That's the 07 of Ray Black Jr., and that will bring the caution out. More than likely, this will end up being the competition caution.
All right, crank it up here and roll if you can.
There's some cars that are in need of this caution as well. You have the 6 of Darrell Wallace has damage, but the 88 of Kevin Harvick is struggling back in the 13th position.
Scuba Life
here with the flat spots. If they're flat spotted, to be easy.
Scuba Life on the hood for Ray Black Jr., a licensed scuba diver. Let's take a look at what happened.
You see him right against the wall, running that high line. It gets loose early in the corner.
Spin around the corner, spin around the corner. Go low, go high, go high, go high. They don't see it yet. No caution, no caution, no caution. Caution.
I would say very fortunate not to hit anything. Normally when you spin when you're right against the wall, you collect it, but he didn't, and he'll move along. He's a lap down.
And so the caution comes out. We're expecting one around lap 25. It happened with Ray Black Jr.
It just started wheel hopping on me. I don't know why. Went out of nowhere.
And NASCAR letting us know this is going to be the competition caution. So in 25 laps, there are 28 cars on the lead lap as they all fall in line behind the 42 of Kyle Larson. You can watch the chase for the NASCAR Xfinity Series with the NBC Sports app and get closer with additional camera angles, driver stats, track information. You can watch live anywhere on any device. Want to find out more at NBCSports.com/live. So the cleanup will take place coming out of turn number 2. And once they open pit road, it will be a busy place as we have 28 cars on the lead lap. So quite a bit of congestion about to take place.
And the pressure will go right from the driver directly onto the pit crew. We talk about the chase and mistakes. They're not just on the racetrack. We've seen a lot of mistakes on pit road really all year long in both series. So we'll see what team can step up, be consistent, give their driver the best opportunity to showcase his talents on the racetrack.
So much pressure on the shoulders of everyone that jumps over the wall just to have a good stop. But think about the fact that this is an elimination race, and the possibility exists that a championship could be taken right out of their grasp. And onto pit road they come. Dave, they're coming at you.
Brendan Gaughan lost 7 spots, Rick, on that first run. Car so loose he needs them to pull a Packer from the left front. 3 rounds of track bar, 2 rounds of wedge, 4 Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel, Marty.
Dave, way back there, Bubba Wallace Jr. struggling with the car after that hood damage. He said it's a 5 out of 5 tight. They're going to do their normal stop, pull a spring rubber out of the left rear, then send 3 other guys over to fix that hood damage, trying to get that car fixed up, Kelly.
Eric Jones in the 20 just said that he didn't have a lot of grip. The track was slick, but he couldn't tell if he was tight or loose, so it will be no changes for the 20, just 4 tires of fuel. And then that 42 of Kyle Larson said that he was loose on exit. He had a lot of tire smoke those last couple of laps coming from the right rear, so they're going to go in a different direction, an air pressure adjustment for the 42.
The race off pit road brought to you by Geico. Ryan Sieg will have to find out. He may have missed his pit stall, and that's why he didn't do any tire change and the 13 spots that he made up. NASCAR Race View gives you access to features that let you follow your favorite driver as if you're at the track. You get live stats, leaderboards, driver and team communications, and more on all your devices. It's available now for an all-new low price when you visit NASCAR.com/raceview. This spotter coverage brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance, helping drivers worry less on the track and on the road. Is it more difficult as the sun begins to set on this racetrack for spotters to see their cars and to clear them?
Well, absolutely. I think as this angle of the sun gets lower, there's shadows up around the wall. 1 and 2 is mostly in the shade now. You see the shadows coming off the car on the backstretch right here. You know, this is at pace speed, but when these cars get up to full speed, anything that makes the depth perception more difficult will make it harder on the spotters.
Ryan Sieg did miss his stall when he came down pit road. That is why he came back onto pit road. And so Ryan Sieg will start back a little bit further than he was hoping.
He was running 14th before that.
2 by 2. Once again, they come out of turn number 4. Kyle Larson, Daniel Suarez making up row number 1. Kyle Larson has chosen the inside line. As they enter the restart zone, we're back to racing. Kyle Larson, Joey Logano in the 12 now, moves up to second. Daniel Suarez back to third, a fight for that 4th position. Erik Jones trying to get it from Justin Allgaier. We're hearing that Allgaier may have an issue with his transmission not staying in gear.
That could be a concern because not only can it affect your performance on the racetrack, but if it pops out at the wrong time, maybe on a restart, maybe while you're on wide open throttle, Jeff, you could damage the engine.
That's right.
Morning, guys. It happened one time so far for Justin Allgaier, but it happened a couple of times in practice on Thursday. They were going to hand him a bungee cord in this last pit stop. They did not get that done, so a little bit of concern here in the 7 pit. Another chaser with a potential issue, and you see on the left-hand side of your screen in a good points position right now, but if they have a problem with a transmission later, that could come back to haunt them.
And that bungee cord, quite simply, you can put that bungee cord in the car, and then once you put it in 4th gear, you actually hook that cord to the shifter so it can't pop out. If it continues to pop out and you don't have a way to hold it in gear, then you just physically have to drive with your hand. You have to drive with one hand and put the other hand on that shifter and just hold the transmission in gear. And as you mentioned, Steve, that is a performance disadvantage.
Kelly, what about the 39 and having to come to pit road again?
Yeah, he came down pit road once, Rick, but couldn't see his pit sign. Here's what he said about it.
First saw the sign at all. Okay, next week we need a sign hanging off this box, an overhead sign. When we're coming in behind the guy in front of us, we can't get the sign out there because we'll hit that guy. So sign close to the wall when we're coming in right behind the guy in front of us.
So he had trouble seeing it, but then he went back out on track, stayed out to lead a lap to collect a point, which who knows could be valuable later on, and then came back down to pit road to take his full service stop.
Let's take a look. So this is Ryan Sieg coming down pit road.
He knows it's in that general area, but he just can't quite find it, and is forced just to drive off. Many times, a spotter will actually count a driver down. He'll start saying 10 away, 5, 4, 3. That way, even if you don't see the sign, you have a really good indication of where you need to be looking and where to stop. If you don't have that sign hung way out and you have cars pitted in front of you and behind you, it becomes very difficult to see it.
And again, there were 28 cars on pit road because 28 lead lap cars all on pit road. So a situation where Ryan Sieg probably was pitted in between 2 guys and just could not see where his stall was and ended up having to go through pit road and then come back. That's why Ryan Sieg is now running 21st trying to catch up. 22 of Brad Keselowski was working on position, and we see Erik Jones get by Daniel Suarez. So Erik Jones is able to take away the 3rd spot from Daniel Suarez. And Erik Jones now trying to once again get up there and contest for the lead as Joey Logano just up front of him and Kyle Larson running 1 and 2. But again, a little bit further back, the 7 of Justin Allgaier has his hands full now trying to keep Brad Keselowski behind him. Is it an advantage for Brad Keselowski to have just been on the track for 500 miles as compared to Justin Allgaier, who's been watching the race the entire time.
I think maybe a little bit. You can see right now the 22 just drove up the rear bumper of the 7 car, got the 7 car loose, made him chase the car up the racetrack. Brad just took advantage of that. Good, really good driving. When you see someone have a weakness, when you see they're a little bit loose, that's what you're supposed to do as a race car driver. You're supposed to just make it way more difficult for them, hope they lose grip, and you can drive underneath them.
Marty.
Rick, just a further update. Bubba Wallace, they have fallen further back in the 6 car, now in the 24th position. If you look at the chase grid currently, they are out. Just checked in with Seth Barber, his crew chief. That damage on the hood, he said, we got about 30% of it fixed. It's still caved in pretty good. He said, I'm not sure we could fix it on pit road in the time we have. And you can see how caved in it is on the front of that car. Jeff, how would that affect the handling of the car? Right now, Bubba says it's making it really, really tight.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what would happen. You know, when the front of the car gets messed up like that, aerodynamically, it completely takes the downforce off the front of the car. The car is not going to drive as well as it once did. You set your car up expecting to have that downforce, and when you lose it, then it's almost nothing you can do from a chassis standpoint to make the car any better.
Well, you could free the car up, but you're still going to go slower because you're on a downforce disadvantage. So even if you get it to drive good, I'm not sure there's going to be any more speed out of that 6.
Right now, out front, it's Kyle Larson has a 1-second lead over Joey Logano. 2 Cup regulars trying to steal the show today at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Fight for the lead has tightened up. 42 of Kyle Larson trying to hold off the 20 of Eric Jones. Again, Jones fighting for a spot in the round of 8. A win and he advances. That's the only way he can guarantee himself a spot in the round of 8. Otherwise, if he finishes second, he's got to hope that the guys behind him don't have a good day.
And Jeff, this is basically the same point in the run that Eric Jones ran Kyle Larson down in the first run before the caution on lap 25. But the difference is the 42 looked a lot more secure that first run. This run, you've pointed out a few times how free that 42 looks around the top.
Well, you can see him right around the top, and you see how the car was shaking, just moving. That's the back of the car being loose, and he just does not have quite the grip that Erik Jones has.
No, and to run the top, you have to have security in your car.
Yeah.
Because you have got to pick up the throttle. He's out of the gas now. With that yellow and pink 42, he's back to wide open already. He has got to have security to hold that car wide open off the corner, and you see right there, he just couldn't do it.
But you could see how much room Erik Jones gave him. That is all because of the point situation that Erik Jones has. If Erik Jones was not in this situation, you would have seen him come off turn 2 right beside door to door with the 42. But Erik does not want to make a mistake. See right there? That's a good 3 feet away from where he could be. He could be really side drafting him, but he's being a little bit cautious right here.
Worked his way up the track to take that lower line, trying to take the lead away from Kyle Larson. Can he make the pass work this time? Up to the wall he goes. Erik Jones out front.
Rhythm.
And a great battle for third. Daniel Suarez in front of Logano.
Wow. You see how much slower Logano got in the corner than Suarez? Logano went to run the outside, so when he did that, he checked up big time, trying to check his speed on corner entry, hoping to be able to go back to the throttle sooner for corner exit.
Brad Keselowski looking ahead to third and fourth as he currently runs in the 5th spot.
Well, this is the perfect view of the different lines on the racetrack. We'll see if that's Joey Logano in the 12 in front of Brad Keselowski. We'll see if Joey runs the top again. So you see how much he backs up the corner entry. Brad gets a big run on him, but now you should see the 12 reappear to the right side here as the 12 gets on the gas out of the corner.
You saw how loose the 12 was.
Sideways.
Yes. He was in the gas, but he didn't want to be.
He didn't want to get out of the gas because he knew that if he did, he'd slam over to the right. So the 12 of Joey Logano in front of Brad Keselowski, teammates on the racetrack, fighting for position.
In the 42, he's finally got the top worked in. He got back around the 20 of Erik Jones. We mentioned how free that 42 was. Well, now it looks like he's tightening it up. It's getting a little bit more secure, Jeff, and he got a great run on the 20 off the top of 3 and 4.
Surprisingly, as good as the Penske drivers have been, the 22 car has not been to victory lane all of 2016.
That's a great illustration, though, Steve, what you just talked about with the 42. You know, we saw Erik Jones get by him, but the car tightened up just a little bit as the run went on. The car got a little bit tighter. Now the line, he hadn't changed his line. He's running exactly the same place he was running, but he's able to lean on the car, meaning the back of the car has more grip. He's able to go into the throttle a little bit sooner and carry more speed, and that's why he was able to get back by Erik.
Yeah, so let's go back and see how the 42 got it. We saw the 20 pass the 42. Well, here's the 20 catching the 78. Little indecisive on what line he wants to run, and he kind of runs no man's land. The middle of the racetrack, and you see the 42 just backs the corner up, gets in the gas. Once he gets to the right rear quarter panel of Erik Jones, Erik very wisely says, you know what? Not the time to contest his position. 147 to go. Understand your situation. He wisely, I won't say let the 42 go, but didn't fight him.
Made a smart move there. Matt Tifft in the 18.
How about Brendan Poole? He's driven up to 7th.
And Brendan Poole was a driver that was right on the cutoff line.
And we talked about him, you know, before the race. We talked to him actually before the race, and he admitted that he was nervous, and rightfully so. There's no reason you shouldn't be nervous in the situation that he's in points, needing a good finish, but a really good run so far right now.
They made just a little air pressure adjustment for the race car that was tight in the middle and loose off of the corner. And just about 10 laps ago, Brendan radioed back to his crew, car is really good. He's just been focusing on driving, hitting his marks, and moving forward.
Dave, right ahead of him is Justin Allgaier. We talked about the issue of the car popping out of gear. Is there another issue now with the 7 car? Take a listen.
Shifter handle is shaking like crazy. It is, I think it's in the transmission. My right side leg board is shaking like crazy.
There you go, saying there might be a vibration now with the 7 car. Battle for the lead. Kyle Larson wants it back, Rick.
Kyle Larson has it. Erik Jones is trying to steal it away from him once again. The two have been fighting for that top spot. Lap after lap, one will get a big lead, and then the other will come right back up and challenge for the position. And right now, Kyle Larson close to that wall. Coming out of turn 4, he got sideways again and right up next to the safer barrier.
One thing we know about Kyle Larson, he is not afraid of that wall.
He will run right up against it, lap after lap, as Erik Jones once again closing the gap between he and Kyle Larson. Take another look how close that 42 gets to the wall.
See, we talked about it, the car tightening up some, but it hadn't tightened up enough. Right there, car gets loose.
Looks like he saved it before it got into the wall.
But that's the difference. When we talk about running the top, I was fortunate enough to work with Dale Earnhardt Jr., one of the best race car drivers around the top of the racetrack. And he used to tell Jeff Gordon all the time, you're running too low. You're 6 feet off the wall. If you want to run the top right against the wall. There's something about that wall, Jeff, that brings the speed out. And I mean the last couple of feet up to the safer barrier.
You have to be inches away from the wall, not feet.
And that's easier for a race car driver to do. And that's exactly what's happening with Kyle Larson. He's running right up against the wall and leading at Charlotte. Young Erik Jones has definitely made a name for himself in the Xfinity Series. The good Erik Jones, 4 wins, 13 top 5s, 566 laps led. Well, the bad, 11 finishes, a 15th or worse. 4 did not finishes. And how about the ugly? Started the chase with 12 bonus points, but finished 28th at Kentucky and 16th at Dover. Currently, he was 4 points to the cutoff line starting this race. And the caution has come out once again, the second time. This time it's for debris, potentially off of the 6 car.
Yeah, and it looks like just duct tape, but you got to be careful because teams put metal strapping in that duct tape or in that bare bond to hold shape. As you can see, that's a big piece. I'm not sure even if it was only tape, they could leave it on the racetrack, but not knowing what was inside it, the caution had to be thrown.
So Ryan Reed, one of the guys trying to move into the next round, he is our free pass here. So he will get back in the lead lap. Darrell Wallace Jr. has gotten lapped.
And we may have a look at where this debris came from. Look at the 6 of Darrell Wallace Jr. And could have been off of that 6. More than likely.
That's a good bet.
They've worked very diligently on the front of that race car, and it looks like a little bit of Barabon came off, and so that's why the second caution has come out today. They've been able to pick that up. This gives the opportunity for teams to make their way back onto pit road. How many takers will we see, Steve, with about almost 40 laps?
Oh, I think it's going to be the full field rundown here. Everyone on the lead lap will pit the first time by.
Kyle Larson has had a little bit of a loose car, maybe likes it, but he has been running right up against the wall, and we've seen him numerous times, the back end kicking out on that car and trying to keep hold of it so that he can go the right direction. Eric Jones has been able to get by him once, but then Kyle Larson was able to take that lead right back again. Pit road is open, and they're coming at you, Dave.
What a good run for Brennan Poole that time in the 48 car, from 12th to 6th. He said, I'm just still having a little bit of trouble. The moment I put the throttle down and then to the exit, the car just won't turn a little bit. He'll get a little air pressure adjustment for that, Marty.
Dave, no mention of transmission issues on the end of that run for Justin Allgaier, although it did pop out, remember, on the run before this one. He said it turned better on that run, but still too loose, especially when I run the top and especially in 3 and 4. A wedge adjustment. Tighten it up, Kelly.
Eric Jones pretty happy with his car. He said it started off a little bit snug and then loosened up to about a number 3 loose, 4 tires and fuel, and then the 42 of Kyle Larson. You saw it in that battle with Eric Jones. His car was loose. They went down on the track bar a couple of rounds and an air pressure adjustment for Kyle Larson.
Impressive on pit road. No spots changed until you get all the way down to 10. Kevin Harvick gained 1. Kyle Larson continues to lead at Charlotte. NASCAR on NBCSN is brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance, helping drivers worry less on the track and on the road. Sunday Night Football is live from Lambeau Field. Eli Manning and the 2-2 Giants visit Aaron Rodgers, and the 2-1 Packers. Dan Patrick, Mike Tirico hosts Football Night in America beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern only on NBC. Marty, did they fix the issue with the 7 of Justin Allgaier?
Well, let's add another thing to the list of issues for Justin Allgaier. Take a listen on the radio.
Sometimes it's good to be crafty. I just loosened my seatbelts up here, was able to find the plug-ins for the air conditioner, got it plugged in. We're good to go now.
That's good. That was the biggest thing I was worried about, was the air conditioner.
You and me both, man, for sure.
So let's run down the checklist. Cars popped out of gear, had a transmission vibration, the AC came unplugged. At least they've got number 3 solved, but a host of issues for the 7 car, but they're keeping things light. Still on the good side of the board also as far as the chase is concerned as well, Rick.
Oh, I can hear a little sarcasm in my friend Mr. Burdett's voice that I don't think he really cared much about the AC.
I don't know what's funny about that.
Oh, driver needs to stay cool. Back in the restart zone, back underway. Erik Jones trying to make that outside line work. Kyle Larson fighting on the bottom of the racetrack to hang on to the lead. Roles reversed here as Larson has been running right up against the wall almost the whole race. And now all the way down on the white line. He's able to clear Erik Jones, and he has the lead once again.
I know Erik Jones wants to win this race, but I think it's too risky for him to go in there and just lay his door on the side of Kyle Larson's car, and Kyle Larson potentially could spin out and take you out with you. So I believe Erik Jones is doing the right thing, not being ultra aggressive on that outside, giving a little bit of space.
This race for the Xfinity Series, once again, it was supposed to be a night race. So the teams had mentally prepared for a night race. It was supposed to run on Friday night, but because of the rains from Hurricane Matthew, it wasn't able to be run until now, a late afternoon Sunday race, and it's going to go from daylight into darkness, and so it'll be under the lights when they finish this race. But right now, how difficult is it for a team to set up and be prepared for the way the track will change?
Well, the other thing that's very unique for this specific race is they're after the Sprint Cup race. There have already been 500 miles of racing on this racetrack. That's never what the Xfinity guys would, they're always on first. So the track is always greener or fresher or newer for this series versus the Sprint Cup guys on Sunday. So not only is it a different time of day, but way more miles have already been run on this racetrack this weekend.
Steve, I can tell you that actually the 20 team of Erik Jones was kind of banking on it turning out to be a Sunday day race. They told me that they ran more laps in the first practice than they normally would, and they were anticipating that that would be the most similar conditions to what they would race in. In fact, Chris Gabehart telling me we definitely have our eggs in the we're racing on Sunday basket. So with that, they were really happy with the car. They got some long race runs completed during that first practice, which seemed to be paying off now as he continues to run second.
And look at the chase points on the left side of your screen. 8 points from 4th all the way down to 9th. That's all that separates those drivers.
And I can guarantee you the pit crews are looking at that number 2. So as this race starts to wind down and pit stops start to matter, the pressure is going to be on top of the pit crews. It's already on top of the drivers. They all know how close it is. When you're driving a race car, you have a really good idea of where the people you're racing are, where they are in comparison to you, especially even in a point situation. You can be running 4th. You know the guy you're racing is running in 12th. You look up at that board under caution, you understand where they are. So everyone is paying attention to this.
I want to look back on the restart that just happened and focus in on the 48 of Brennan Poole, one of those racers who's trying to fight his way to stay in the chase and get to the round of 8. Looks like he spun his tires a little bit there.
Yeah, he did. He got kind of throttle and back end moved around on him. Lucky he didn't get hit any harder from the behind than he did.
Green flag, everyone's away. Still inside. Watch your top, watch your top, watch your top. You're good. In line with you now. In line with you. Good corner here. Too light, too light.
Really good job by the spotter right there, giving him the information of what's coming from behind, telling him he needed to block the outside lane. If he hadn't blocked that outside lane, he would have found himself 3 wide getting into turn 1, and he would have lost a lot more spots than he lost.
Kyle Larson able to hang on to the top spot. Eric Jones running just about 0.3 of a second behind. It's about 3 car lengths as the battle for third heats up. Brad Keselowski in the 22 up above, and the 19 of Daniel Suarez. Suarez with a win already will be advancing to the round of 8. But Daniel Suarez, one of those drivers that at the beginning of the season had such great finishes, and we knew it was just a matter of time before Daniel Suarez would get that first win. And then once he has one, he has really shown even more promise that he could be a great driver in the Xfinity Series.
I think a lot of people have their eyes on him for being a driver at the next level up too. I mean, he certainly has to be a candidate. If you had a race team that you wanted a young driver, he would have to be a candidate, someone that you would bring into your Cup program. He's shown the ability to win races. He's beaten Kyle Busch head-to-head, found a way to get in front of him. He continued to improve. He's young, has a lot of upside. He has a bright future.
24-year-old out of Monterrey, Mexico. And Daniel Suarez continuing to impress. As you see just behind him, the 12 of Joey Logano. But out front, it's Kyle Larson and Eric Jones. How frustrating is this for young Eric Jones, knowing that he has to really win to ensure his spot in the top 8, the round of 8 that takes place starting next week. But how frustrating is it that Kyle Larson is able to stay just out of reach of him?
Well, I think that he needs to look at it as a positive that he's able to run in the second position. Although now that we're at 12 laps into this green flag run, this is the point in the run, Jeff, that we've seen the 42 have to get off the bottom and move to the top. It seems like the 20 of Eric Jones will climb up to the rear bumper of the 42, but then the 42 moves up the racetrack and pulls back away.
Those are situations right there where you saw Eric Jones. He just didn't split the middle of those 2 cars. He got in there and he just slowed down, made sure he was clear, then went through. That's not something we normally see Eric Jones do. Normally he would just fly in that spot. In doing so, he gave up a tremendous amount of distance to the 42. But that's understanding the situation you're in, knowing what you just said, Steve. I'm running second. That's the great thing. I have enough points right now. Don't do anything silly that's going to take points away.
So the driver of the 20, maybe a little more mature behind the wheel as Eric Jones continues to chase after Kyle Larson for the lead here at Charlotte. Get all your NASCAR news at NASCAR America. It is 90 minutes daily, starting on Monday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern on NBCSN, NASCAR America. You guys are a part of that show week in and week out.
It's a fun show. We get to talk about everything that goes on, play a little radio from these guys. It's always fun to be captured. Tomorrow, Steve, you're going to have plenty to talk about. I'm not on with you tomorrow, but everything that went on in the Cup race and what's going on here, I think we're going to have a full plate.
Yeah, it's going to be a full Monday show with all of those chasers having issues in the Sprint Cup race. And here we are with the Cup race in the Xfinity Series.
Let's go through the field. We'll start with Kelly.
And Erik Jones, who's currently running second and doing just what he needs to do to advance to the round of 8. But listen to this radio transmission. There was some cause for concern moments ago.
Northeast tape on, but nowhere near that much, Tim. 260. It looks like there's debris right under your orange tape. Try and cool it here. It looks like there is debris right under the orange tape. When you get to it, guys, try and cool it.
So you heard debris on the grill. Well, his temps had climbed up to 260, but now Erik has come back twice, saying it was down to 255, now to 250. They think that they are in the clear. A couple spots back is his teammate Daniel Suarez, one spot back running third. He's coming off a win at Dover, so this is the perfect time for his father Alejandro to come to a race when they can kind of relax and have fun. It's his first race of the year, and Suarez would love to have his dad visit him in Victory Lane. Dave.
Kelly, let's continue this special chasers through the field, talking about 5th place Brennan Poole and his favorite driver. Well, it's the leader of the race, Kyle Larson, his teammate. He says the value of Kyle as a Cup guy is tremendous. We compare our feedback, we text back and forth all the time, and he really helps me as a veteran in Cup, as a young guy here in Xfinity, Marty.
Dave, Justin Allgaier is back in the 8th position. He said the car's starting to get a little bit too free right now for him. You know, they came into this race in a very good points position, right now the highest of the non-winners, and he said, you know, we can just go out here and finish, but honestly, mile and a half has been the weakest part of our program all year long. We need to learn something today here at Charlotte if we want to go win a championship. Right behind him, Elliott Sadler having a very nice run with a car that gets looser the longer he runs. You know, October, obviously, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and yes, Elliott in a very pink race car, very special to him because his mom, he calls her Mama Bell, is a cancer survivor, doing well back at home right now. Elliott told me it's her favorite race of the year, so I want to do well for Mama Bell today. And right behind him, Ty Dillon in the 12th position. You know, Ty said earlier this week, I would be lying if I said I wasn't thinking about the points, but we've had a great distraction this week. My wife's family's in town, and with it come 5 nephews. They've been driving me crazy all weekend, but it's been a good distraction to not think about points for Ty Dillon, who's having a very conservative 12th place run right now. And Brandon Jones, his teammate at RCR, he said, we're going to treat this like a normal race and not put too much pressure on ourselves. Doing fine right now so far in the 13th position. And how about Blake Cook? 7th in the chase standings, +4 above the cut line. He said, you know what, I'm better as a chaser versus a guy who's trying to protect points, but the nerves are certainly there this weekend for me. They've been trying to keep him calm all weekend long, Kelly.
Running 15th is the 39 of Ryan Sieg. He's still trying to recover after a miscue on pit road when he missed his pit stall, but just to make it to the chase has been a success for this team. You see him getting a little bit loose there. They attribute it to a lot of hard work and a talented driver, Dave.
First round of pit stops, we showed you the laundry list of adjustments for the 62 car right there. Brendan Gaughan, who's going to try to make a pass on Sieg right here. The last stop, not so much, but the car is still loose. Opposite situation for the 16 of Ryan Reed. On the first pit stop, he told Phil Gould, his crew chief, my car is loose, so they made a slow wedge adjustment. On the next pit stop, as you see Gaughan now still trying to make that pass, the 16 made the laundry list. Rubber, spring rubber out of the left rear, spring rubber in the right rear, down on the track bar, air pressure adjustments. And unfortunately, the 16 is still loose, Marty.
Dave, Darrell Wallace Jr. had a lot of confidence coming into this race, but a contact on the start of the race today caused the hood to cave in on that 6 car. They have been struggling with the handling of that 6 car ever since then. In fact, they made a track bar, air pressure, and wedge adjustment on that last stop. Car was too free this time for Darrell Wallace Jr. Just struggling with the handling of that car. That caved-in hood certainly not helping things, Rick.
Yeah, Marty, thanks, guys. What a great rundown through the chase drivers right now as Kyle Larson continues to lead, has about a 1.8 second lead over Erik Jones. How about the guys that are doing double duty today, including Kyle Larson? Kyle Larson currently leading this race. Joey Logano running in the 3rd position, doing double duty. Kevin Harvick runs 6th. Brad Keselowski 7th. Austin Dillon 9th. All 5 drivers that raced in the Sprint Cup race earlier today in the top 10 now. Kyle Larson, you mentioned it's a matter of inches with Kyle Larson running right up against the wall.
Look who's right in front of him. This is Darrell Wallace Jr. right in front of him. That'll put him 2 laps down. It is exceptionally difficult to recover from 2 laps down. 1 lap down with free passes and wave arounds, you can get 1 lap down. When you get 2 laps down, the hole gets much bigger to dig out of.
And on the left side of your screen, you see the chase points as they run. Darrell Wallace Jr. 3 points back from the cut line. So Blake Koch, currently in that 8th position, has a 2-point advantage over Ty Dillon in the 3. And all of a sudden now things are going to get a little bit more difficult for Darrell Wallace Jr. and Ty Dillon.
And guys, continuing problems for Justin Allgaier. Check out the radio.
All right, it just came out again. We might need to get a bungee ready. We got one already.
And you heard him say it popped out of gear once again. They had this happen in practice. Billy Whitman, the car chief for the 7 car, has gotten the bungee cord ready. He took it up to show it to Jason Burnett, the crew chief, to make sure it was okay. And you see those guys getting that bungee cord ready for this pit stop when they do eventually have to come down pit road. Steve, not something certainly you would bring your driver for down under green flag conditions, but when you do make that next stop, you want to make sure you hand it to the driver.
Yeah, and I would actually say even further, with the 7 is plus 21 points and only 18 cars in the lead lap. I think no matter how long it takes under the next caution, you climb inside the car, you get that bungee attached, understand the situation you're in. If it pops out of gear and it breaks an engine because you didn't take the time to fix it, shame on you. But now that you've had the issue, if they're fortunate enough to catch a break, catch a caution, stop and fix it. We're only just past halfway right now.
Great point, Steve, as they have completed 100 of the 200 laps. On lap 101, it's still Kyle Larson out front. He's led 96 of the 100 laps so far. NASCAR on NBCSN is brought to you by Xfinity. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. And by Toyota. Let's go places. Out front, Kyle Larson now has over a 3.5 second lead over Eric Jones. Right behind Eric, Joey Logano. And then running fourth is Brennan Poole. We want to ride along with Brennan Poole and just get a little bit of a perspective as far as what these drivers are experiencing, especially as the sun begins to set.
Well, this is it. Driving into turn 3, this is where it's really bad. You can see it's very hard to see, then it gets very easy to see. Now watch right here. Boom, as he starts to run into the sun, it completely goes blind for just about a second. You can't see anything. Then immediately you go into the shade and you can see just fine. So that is real life, and that is what it looks like.
And that's what it's experiencing at going over 170 miles an hour as they enter turn 1.
What a great run by this team. You know, a race where these guys needed to come out and have a really good run, and they're sitting there running in 4th position. So still a lot of laps to go, 92 to go, but what a great start by these guys.
And Jeff, one of the things that's remarkable about this, we talked about him enjoying Kyle Larson as a teammate. Well, the other thing he said, I try to use his setup now as a baseline. And the only thing I could think was, okay, but you know that part about where Larson runs right next to the wall, let's back that down just a little bit. And Brennan's been doing a good job with it.
So Brennan Poole holding
thinking about the track here, but we're about ready to lose the sun everywhere.
And they're talking about the sun as well. Brennan Poole running in that 4th spot. Kevin Harvick runs 5th. Keselowski 6th. Though right now, 2 Xfinity regulars running in the top 6. Eric Jones, Brennan Poole, the only 2 Xfinity regulars up there.
And the 48 got a little fortunate. If you go back to the start of the race, when Darrell Wallace Jr. ran into the back of Brennan Poole in the right rear quarter panel, and you see a little bit of damage right at the right rear tail. You can't see it on this side of the car, but on the right rear quarter panel, the quarter panel's actually flared out a little bit. That's race damage, but I will assure you that's race damage in the right direction. The 48 had no plans for that, but that is definitely helping the handle of the race car.
There we go. That little ding right there, what you see is hanging out of the right rear quarter panel. They won't fix that. That's something that if you can keep in the car, you want to keep it. That's just being fortunate, having some good luck, and take it if you got it.
That's minor damage, and you're saying that that's probably beneficial. But Marty, the 6 has had damage that's definitely not beneficial.
On the exact opposite end of the scale, Rick. Right now running 24th for Bubba Wallace. Very frustrated behind the wheel. Listen to the radio. Of course, that big picture that he's talking about, the chase. Right now, though, just 4 points out, Rick. If they can somehow make up a couple spots, even though they're down 2 laps, they've got to pass a couple of these guys and see if they can find their way into the chase. They came in with so much confidence. They'd love to make this cut, but a very frustrating start to the race here at Charlotte for Bubba Wallace and his race team.
Let's look again at how it happened. It was on the start. Darrell Wallace Jr. got into the back of Brennan Poole.
So look at the gap Darrell Wallace Jr. is given, trying to get a good run to get some momentum, and it just doesn't work out. Brennan Poole has to check up, and Darrell Wallace Jr. trying to get that run gets into the back of Brennan Poole. A little bit of an advantage to Brennan Poole with the damage, but certainly a disadvantage to the 6 car.
And remember, every position is worth a point. Darrell Wallace Jr. right now running in the 24th position, but in front of him, there are 4 cars that are on the same lap that he is on. Ross Chastain, Spencer Gallagher, Clements, and Yaley, all 4 of those drivers on the same lap. So if Darrell Wallace Jr. could get by those 4 cars, those are the 4 points he needs to make up if he wants to get back up into the top 8.
As we see the 88 of Kevin Harvick past the 48 of Brennan Poole. Kevin Harvick, I mentioned earlier in the race, was struggling back in the 13th position. But after a couple rounds of pit stops and some adjustments to this 88, they have definitely found some speed. He has really driven from mid-pack all the way up to the 4th position.
So Kevin Harvick.
Hey, Rick, on that first stop, they did a little bit for the 88, but it wasn't really very much, but it was still loose. So the 88, much bigger adjustments that second stop, and watch that leader.
Absolutely. Kyle Larson leading at Charlotte.
Pit stop.
Green flag pit stops happening at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Ty Dillon trying to make his way above the cut line. Coming in, stalls the car a little bit there. That'll cost him some track position. They did a track bar adjustment on that car, and 4 fresh Goodyear tires car has been a little bit tight for Ty.
Green flag pit stops underway. Here comes Kyle Larson, Kelly.
And you saw that he was a little bit loose, but he said he started getting tight just towards the end of that last run. It's going to be 4 tires and air pressure adjustment for the 42, Marty.
And guys, you see Blake Cook coming down pit road right now, or on pit road actually. The car has been a little bit too tight for that race team. They did an air pressure adjustment trying to free him up. Dave?
Brennan Poole crept down pit road because his tach is not working. Electrical issues. He's already switched batteries, but he's on and off pit road, Kelly.
And for Eric Jones, his car's kind of been the same throughout this race, where he just says he can't really find any grip. He's not sure if he needs to be looser or tighter. He doesn't know what will help. It's going to be 4 tires as well for the 20. And there's the 39 of Ryan Sieg. You see the chassis adjustment being made there. He said he was just losing some rear grip, too loose in and off for the 39, trying to stay alive in this chase.
All the chasers working to do just that, stay alive. They want to be around when the round of 8 begins.
We heard Brennan Poole had to come down pit road with no tachometer. That is scary with all these added timing lines. We see people with the tach getting caught speeding. Marty.
And Jeff, here comes Justin Allgaier, so you're going to see them reach in that window and hand over a bungee cord trying to get this car to stay in gear. That's their biggest issue. And a wedge adjustment also to get the car to tighten up. For Justin Allgaier, who's had that problem with the car popping out of gear all afternoon long.
And that was close. They about left the wrench in as we see the 33 with their stop, Marty.
And that would be Brandon Jones who's coming in. He said his car was like a light switch, went to extremely loose about halfway through that run. Air pressure, and then that big wedge adjustment on the left side trying to tighten up that 33 car. And you also see Bubba Wallace here on pit road struggling with a very loose race car and a long time on the right rear there, trying to put in a spring rubber on that race car for Bubba Wallace, trying to tighten up the 6 as well. And just a side note, they did not get that bungee cord handed to Justin Allgaier when he came down pit road. That exchange never happened here in the 7 pit.
48 car Brennan Poole in big trouble, guys. It's backfiring all over the place, the driver said. You can hear it popping as it went past this time. The crew is hopping to their feet, and they'll try to see what they can do for the 48.
I heard it from in the booth. I heard something go by popping, but you can hear this car.
Do not send too many people over the wall. Do not send too many people over the wall.
So Brennan Poole 5 points above the cutoff line, but this definitely could be very damaging to his chase hopes.
Well, we already heard he had electrical issues, so perhaps the power has gotten low enough that the car won't run with the available amperage. You see he has to come down really slow on pit road because his tach's not working.
Shut it down. Don't slide your tires, please.
And that's what they're going to do. It looks like they're going in the left rear to change a battery. It's located in front of the left rear tire.
And Steve, remember they switched batteries to begin with because he saw it died completely on him to start the afternoon since his last run, and then he switched batteries. He talked about not having a tachometer coming down pit road, and as you say, now they're going to go in and switch out those batteries, see if they can save the day at all for the 48.
Now Brennan Poole 2 laps down. The only other chaser that's below him is Darrell Wallace Jr. 3 laps down, but they continue to work. They're working on the battery back there. That's where you access the battery through the left rear.
Try to crank it up here.
That's just the engine firing and misfiring. It'll fire, then it'll shut off, fire, then shut off. It's, like you said, Steve, just not enough amperage to run the ignition system to fire the cylinders.
Excuse me, Jeff, he just said all of the gauges are up, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, and this is a second problem we've seen with the Chip Ganassi car in 2 weeks. Remember, Kyle Larson was eliminated from the Sprint Cup chase last week at Dover with a battery issue, the battery becoming unplugged. So while this is the Xfinity Series, that is also at Chip Ganassi Chevrolet. So 2 weeks in a row, 2 power issues for Chip Ganassi Racing.
Huge problems for Brennan Poole as he's dropped all the way to 24th, and with that, now he is 10 points back from the cutoff line. That puts Ty Dillon now into the top 8. And we can listen into the 3 of Ty Dillon.
48 has hit it. He sounded like he broke right in front of us here. Those are both good for us, man. We just need to keep doing our deal here.
So they are definitely aware of their competition and where they stand. They realize that that's good for them. Knowing that Darrell Wallace Jr. is 3 laps down, Brennan Poole 4 laps down, and the 3 team fighting to keep their championship hopes alive.
Rick, nothing is guaranteed. We saw in these green flag pit stops, the 7 of Justin Allgaier, Marty Snyder has documented all the issues they've had. The car's popped out of gear. They were trying to get a bungee cord to the 17. He had an air conditioner issue. One of the last round of pit stops, they come down under green, which makes it almost impossible to hand him the bungee cord because you don't have the time. But under that pit stop, major miscommunication. They put the wedge wrench in the right rear window and then come to the left side of the car and no one ever takes it out. So it's a good thing that someone was on the radio or somebody noticed the situation. So you see right here, the tire carrier puts the wedge wrench in the track bar hole, reaches up, makes an adjustment, leaves the wrench, goes, picks up the gas can, comes back, hangs the tire. Good thing the jack man is on his duty. That's the jack man's responsibility. Don't drop the jack with that wedge wrench in the car, because when the jack drops, Justin leaves. So the only chance they had was for him to keep the car on the jack. Luckily it worked out, but the 7 seems to be making this more difficult than it needs to be today.
And Justin Allgaier currently a lap down, but running in the 8th position. And only 7 cars on the lead lap. The 1 of Elliott Sadler running 7th. Kyle Larson up front as we go NASCAR nonstop. NASCAR Drive is NASCAR.com's live race day companion. Select your in-car video or camera angle. Access integrated driver stats, lap-by-lap commentary, social conversation, all in real time. You won't miss a lap when you visit NASCAR.com/drive on your personal computer now. Welcome back to the Drive for the Cure 300 from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Today's and this evening's aerial coverage provided by our partners at Smithfield Foods. You see the shadows getting so much longer here as the grandstand is now covering up the whole front stretch and portions of turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Kyle Larson continuing to lead. He's led 131 of the 137 laps. Erik Jones led 5. Ryan Sieg led 1. Let's take it through the field one more time. We start with Kelly Stavast.
And we start at the front with Kyle Larson, one of 5 drivers doing double duty today, but he's one of just 2 that could potentially run all 800 miles. He finished 5th in the Cup race earlier today. His crew chief, Mike Shiplett, told me he wasn't really sure what to expect from their mile-and-a-half program. It's been some time since Kyle has been in this car outside of a race at Chicago, which they didn't really count. But they feel like every time Kyle's in the car, they have the opportunity to win, and it sure looks good for them today. Running second behind Kyle is the 20 of Erik Jones. You talked about the good, bad, and ugly of his season. Well, after the bad of Dover a week ago, he said he has some family and friends in town this week. He basically took Tuesday and Wednesday off. He said it was great to spend some time with them and really get his mind off of racing, but he switched back to race mode on Wednesday night, the team telling him just to keep the big chase picture in mind. Behind him, you'll see the 12 of Joey Logano, another driver pulling double duty. This has been a team in Team Penske that has really looked for improvements this season. He has 1 win, but that was at Watkins Glen. In this car, right now, a top 5 finish could do wonders for this team that's trying to improve to close out this season. And then you see the 19 of Daniel Suarez, who's coming off of his win at Dover last week that put him through to the round of 8. I asked him if momentum was such a thing in this sport. He said, oh yes, it is a real thing, and it's super important because there are so many people working for one team, and really what it equates to is confidence. We need to have the confidence to know that we can get to victory lane. They did it last week. Dave?
Kelly, behind him, the 88 of Kevin Harvick may finally have the car fast enough to get up front and play. If he could just get a caution to get him up there. Remember, Kevin's day hasn't gone so well as a double-duty driver in today's Bank of America 500 preceding this race. They had mysterious engine troubles that had him finishing about halfway out of the race at the back of the pack. So for Kevin, victory this afternoon would be sweet. Kelly?
Running 6th is Brad Keselowski in that 22. He's the other driver that is on par to do 800 miles today. His crew chief, Greg Irwin, saying that he'd just like to see them be more competitive as a program for the rest of this year. Well, in this race, Brad Keselowski saying we're not nearly as competitive this run as we have been in the past. He's asked him to check his adjustments. He wants him to go back on a track bar adjustment they made the last run.
Kelly, Elliott Sadler clinging to that final car on the lead lap, using that high line. Look at that momentum that one car gets way up there. He said the car has been free all day long. Now he's going to try and pass Brad Keselowski with that momentum for the 6th spot. Car's been free all day long for Elliott, riding the momentum of 13 straight top 10 finishes. That's a career-long streak for Elliott Sadler, and I think he might have found something in that high line, Rick.
Yeah, Elliott Sadler working the high line, and one of the things he's trying to do, stay on the lead lap, because right now Kyle Larson is closing the gap between he and the 1. So Kyle Larson, there's the gap between Kyle Larson and the 7th place and the final car on the lead lap, Elliott Sadler. I want to listen in to the spotter communication for the 88 team of Kevin Harvick. That was spotter coverage presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance, helping drivers worry less. And that's the battle to stay on the lead lap. Elliott Sadler trying to do it. One thing he has in the bank, a win already in this round of 12. This is an elimination race. Kyle Larson still out front. NASCAR racing is on NBC next week in Kansas. Saturday, round of 8 begins for the Xfinity Series. Coverage at 3 p.m. Eastern. Sunday, the second race in the round of 12 for the Sprint Cup Series Chase. Coverage starts at 1:30 p.m. Kevin Harvick, one of those drivers that will be fighting for a spot in the round of 8.
He is right along with the Hunt Brothers Pizza camera, how it's gotten shaded now. Sun's not as much of an issue.
Want to take a look at the Toyota driver update. Erik Jones running in the second spot. Daniel Suarez back there in 4th. Matt Tifft running 10th. And Dakota Armstrong in 18th. Those are the Toyota drivers. Again, all chasing after Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson really running an incredible race right now. He has a 10-second lead over second. And the pace that he's running, he has put everyone other than 4th a lap down. So right now, only 4 cars on the lead lap. Kyle Larson out front. Second place, Erik Jones is running 10 seconds back. How does Kyle Larson do this?
Well, this is the performance we knew this young man had in him. He had so much talent. He talked all weekend about wanting day races, wanting that top line to come in. Now we know why. The top line is in. He runs right against the wall, and Kyle Larson is making lap after lap after lap. Impressive lap times. Really just an impressive performance from a driver who's already, by the way, run 500 miles today in the Sprint Cup race.
Marty, how about the 3 team?
Well, running 11th right now, Rick, and the car really hasn't been that bad. He said they got the front of the car a little bit better, the rear of the car a little bit better, but now the front won't turn for Ty Dillon. But Jeff, you talked about it at the beginning of the show about how they kind of changed their style a little bit this weekend. Ty Dillon, known as a very aggressive young man, likes to mix things up. He came in this weekend saying, you know what, I'm going to be a little bit conservative this weekend. I'm not going to push the issue that much. And here they are running 11th, just +1. Now, granted, they came in below the cut line, so right now they're in. But do you think playing the conservative route might not be the best thing for the 3 team right now, because not typical Ty Dillon we're seeing on the racetrack?
Well, we know Ty Dillon likes to be aggressive, and the question is, how fast can his car go? We're not real sure. I don't think he's riding around. You know, Austin Dillon and his teammates only in 9th, Ty's in 11th, so there's not a big speed difference between the 2 cars. So I just don't think he's as quick as he needs to be, and that's got him a lap down. What's fortunate for him is Darrell Wallace Jr. is 4 laps down. Now, Darrell Wallace Jr. has Brendan Poole in the same lap, and he can get by him. If he were to get by him, well, things could get really tight really quickly. So Ty Dillon, in the position he's in right now, I don't think he can be conservative. I think if we get a caution, if something happens, he's going to have to be aggressive. It's only 1 point to the good at the moment.
Another chaser that needs a little bit of help is at 39 of Ryan Sieg. He's now 9 points below the cutoff line. Remember, they've been trying to recover from that pit road miscue. Well, Mike Ford, who's a consultant for this team, has nothing but praise for Ryan, saying if he was in a big team car, he would be winning races. And when we give him the right equipment, he knows how to use it. But they've got a lot of ground to make up if they're going to advance to the round of 8. Dave?
Kelly, you could sense the frustration in Brendan Poole's voice when they told him where he stood 4 laps down and racing for that with that 6 car. And he came back and said, and the car has been so good, still is so good this afternoon. It's been fast, it just didn't have electrical that would take it to the finish. At this point, it's hanging on, and he's hoping it will to the end.
Such a frustrating situation for Brendan Poole. Had an electrical issue, and that has put him a couple laps down, 4 laps down to race leader Kyle Larson. Out front, 9-second lead over Erik Jones as we go NASCAR nonstop.
Xfinity chaser Brendan Gaughan leaving pit road right now in the 62. He came a little bit early, has enough fuel to get to the end, but that wasn't the case on the last pit stop. They didn't quite get it full, so he had to come down pit road earlier than maybe he wanted, Marty.
Dave, Blake Koch clinging to 3 points above the cut line right now. Chris Rice's crew chief has been encouraging him the entire day, coaching him, telling him he's doing a good job. Car has been loose, in fact, too loose to run the top of the racetrack, Dave.
The 16 of Brian Reed has been loose all afternoon. He got another 4-tire change in fuel to get to the end.
Brandon Jones coming down pit road. He too struggling with a loose race car. He said it feels like the racetrack has gone through a big swing here at the end of this run. Going to be 4 Goodyear tires. Almost slides through his pit stall. They're also going to make an air pressure and a track bar adjustment. See 2 rounds down on that track bar, trying to tighten up that car.
That's pretty standard for Charlotte, Rick. When the sun sets, this track seems to always free up.
Pretty good stop there for Brandon Jones. Just 13.5 seconds as Ty Dillon now on pit road. Marty.
And they wanted to know when Bubba Wallace and when the 11 were going to come down pit road, clearly focused on the men around them in the championship standings, the drivers they're having to beat. You see that big track bar adjustment trying to tighten up that car for Ty Dillon. He said the rear of the car has been better, but the nose won't turn now. It's a little bit too tight, actually, for Ty Dillon on that run. 4 fresh Goodyear tires, trying to gain some positions to make sure they make it through this cut race here at Charlotte.
33 speeding penalty, 2 fast entering. So Brendan Jones will have to come back to pit road. As you see a little bit of smoke coming out from behind the 28 of Dakota Armstrong, having to lock the tires up when he came to pit road. Right behind him, the 22 of Brad Keselowski as they're coming in for their service. Kelly.
And Brad Keselowski saying that his car has just gotten too loose. He told his crew chief Greg Irwin to kind of check his adjustments. He had asked for wedge, or excuse me, they had given him a wedge adjustment last time, and now maybe they'll undo what they did last time around, along with 4 Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel.
And you're not allowed to take equipment out of the pit stall, and that is definitely equipment out. Could bring out a caution if it falls out while he's going around the track.
Absolutely, Rick. This is going to be very important to see if this gas can becomes dislodged on the racetrack. If it somehow makes it back to pit road, I'll be impressed.
Because there's some cars that have not pitted yet.
Take a look at how it happened. It wouldn't come undone. That's Spencer Gallagher. And it's hanging on.
I think it's going to make it.
How about that? All the way around, and it stays green. 33 laps to go.
That could have been huge because Eric Jones, Kevin Harvick, they had not yet pitted. So that could have been a huge advantage to those guys, but the caution did not come out.
So Eric Jones hasn't pitted. Kyle Larson has, and Kyle Larson is running second right now. He's 29 seconds behind Eric Jones. Kevin Harvick also on the lead lap, but there are only 3 cars, now 2 cars, that are on the lead lap. Dave.
Kevin Harvick said the car is sideways. He'll get an adjustment for that. 4 fresh tires and Sunoco fuel. The car is the best it's been all afternoon. Just needs a little track position where those late cautions could help him out tremendously. But there's no guarantee for that, Rick.
I'll tell you what, there's no guarantee, obviously, for that. But also, we have never seen anything like this before. We're about to see 1 car on the lead lap. The last time there was a finish with less than 4 cars on the lead lap, Jeff Burton, you won it. The Xfinity Series race here in 2002.
And it was awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Yes, you have Eric Jones, the race leader. Kyle Larson's in second. When Eric Jones comes to pit road, Kyle Larson will be on a lap of his own. This is like a pitcher throwing a perfect game, a golfer winning by 10 or 15 strokes. What Kyle Larson is doing today in this Xfinity Series is impressive. In my mind, it should be celebrated. I love to see greatness, and what Kyle Larson is doing to this field is pure greatness behind the wheel.
Because look at who he's racing against. There are Cup champions that are in this field that he has put a lap down. That is how good the 42 team is right now. And you see the last time that the field had been lapped. Marty.
It's been a struggle for Bubba Wallace and his race team all day long, Rick. They come to pit road running 21st. Car still very loose for Wallace. Remember, they had that damage early on. Have never been able to recover from that. But you look on the left side of the screen, currently +1 as it sits right now. So we'll see if they're able to make the cut. It's going to be tight all afternoon long.
Under 29 laps to go. And look at how close it is in the chase points. A tie right now for 8th.
So Ryan Sieg right now, he's running 6th. The last time he pitted was on lap 116. So he's got to have, what he needs to have this thing do is just a caution right now. If he could get a caution right now, he could find himself in position to move into this chase.
But if he doesn't get a caution right now, he may run out of fuel.
It's worth the risk. You're not going to make it unless something crazy happens. You have to push the issue right here to try to move on to the next round. So I just think you have to keep on going. Obviously, you don't want to run until you run out of fuel, but you have to push it until that last lap.
And the tiebreaker, if anyone ties and chase points, the tiebreaker is best finish. So right now, the free of Ty Dillon would have that because he ran 2nd last week at Dover. So it's the best finish in the round,
right?
And Ty Dillon would own that tiebreak.
And that's how close it is. It could come down to a tiebreaker. As the 42, we just saw Kyle Larson closing the gap on the back of the 3 of Ty Dillon, about to put Ty Dillon another lap down. Ty Dillon already 2 laps down, about to go 3 laps down now.
And he's running 12th.
Blake Cook in the 11. Currently running 13th. He's 3 laps down.
Steve, how about the call of the 42 car of Kyle Larson to go ahead and pit early? He did not have to pit as early as he did, but how about that call?
He did. He pitted early in the 20 of Eric Jones. They decided to stay on the racetrack. Really, it's their only chance. They were so far behind Kyle Larson, it did them no good to follow the 42 down. Remember, they're not racing the 42. They're racing the Xfinity regulars, much like the 11, the 39, the cars we've documented. So the 20 has run their entire fuel system out. Now they come to pit road with 26 laps to go for their final pit stop.
We saw Ross Chastain in the 4 sliding behind them as Eric Jones makes his way toward you, Kelly.
And it sounds like Eric Jones has been pretty happy with his race car. He said it was building free a little bit on both ends, but then by the end of that run, he said it was pretty neutral, just a little bit loose in 1 and 2, so we haven't heard them call for any adjustments. Obviously, they stayed out on track much longer. Chris Gabehart telling his driver, hey, we're on our own program, and now you see that's not going to be good. That uncontrolled tire that is now rolled out onto pit road, this is exactly what they don't want to happen.
And this could bring out a caution. It's going to bring out a caution because of that uncontrolled tire, and it's going to be a penalty for Eric Jones, who was fighting to get into the chase.
Yeah, but the fact that the caution come out saves Eric Jones, because the penalty now is basically tail end of the longest line, and with 3 cars in the lead lap, that's really no penalty. He's going to lose 1 or 2 positions. If that wouldn't have brought a yellow out, it would have been huge for the 20 car. Very lucky where that tire ended up.
That is the 6th in-race infraction already this season for Eric Jones.
How about how this affects the 39 of Ryan Sieg?
Take another look at this stop. So somebody's supposed to catch that when it comes up to the wall, and they didn't grab it. And it bounced off the wall and went right back out onto pit road and then into the grass.
And where that is, basically NASCAR has to throw a caution. You know, there are no pit walls here. That's rolling towards the racing surface.
And that's how close it was to this race continuing green. He's had some issues. We go back to Kentucky.
Racing Ty Dillon had a really good race. Got loose underneath Ty Dillon. Takes he and Ty both out. Put him in this situation, having to have a good finish.
Yeah, and then we moved on to Dover, and everybody thought this 20 would have a good run at Dover, but didn't have the chance to recover. They ended up having a tire issue at Dover. After this issue in Kentucky, they come to Dover, have a tire issue, lose some laps, come to pit road.
Team trying to dissect what took place. So it's been frustrating for Eric Jones. And once again, a situation where Eric Jones was running up front, was actually leading. He was going to have to come to pit road. would have given up the lead, but still could have been running easily in second. Has the tire issue go across, so now he's not going to really lose a lot of spots, though, because so few cars were on the lead lap.
Yeah, but it becomes very complicated now. This is a unique situation. Crew chiefs don't find themselves in this position. What do? If you're the 42 of Kyle Larson, you have the lead. Do you come to pit road? Do you not? You have 39 of Sieg a lap down. Suarez, Logano, Allgaier on the lead lap. So now the question is, do you pit or do you not? Erik Jones has a penalty. So while he has 15-lap fresher tires than Kyle Larson, he's going to have to start at the tail of the field. So for that reason, I think Kyle Larson should stay out. Perhaps keep all of these cars trapped a lap down. Right now, his goal is to advance in the chase. And to do that, you want to trap as many cars a lap down as possible.
Kyle Larson, dominant. 155 of the 177 laps he's been out front. Erik Jones led 21 laps. And Ryan Sieg has led the other lap.
Well, as I was talking, you saw Ryan Sieg pit. I think he was actually out of fuel. He's a lap down. So for him to come to pit road was surprising. Kyle Larson, I'm a little surprised by this. I would expect him to stay on the racetrack, but he's going to come down and get some fresh tires and bring the 7 of Justin Allgaier with him.
Well, I think that was the issue. Justin Allgaier had pitted last on lap 121. That put him back in the lead lap. So had he not pitted, Allgaier would have come out behind him with fresh tires.
Great point.
And guys, a huge benefit for Justin Allgaier and that race team. In fact, Jason Burdetta's crew chief said, I was sweating it there. I wasn't sure we were going to be able to make it. They stayed out as long as they could, got the caution they needed. Now they need 4 fresh Goodyear tires, a wedge adjustment. They're going to undo the last adjustment with the air pressure they did, taking their time here. Can't really gain or lose anything here on pit road for the 7 car, but back on the lead lap now with a shot to win this thing.
So we will have wave arounds, it looks like, as well. That will put a few more on the lead lap. When we come back, we'll reset everyone and get ready for the restart as we go NASCAR nonstop. Wednesday night rivalry returns in the form of NHL opening night, and NBCSN has a doubleheader. The Blues Blackhawks at 7 p.m. Eastern, followed by the Kings Sharks. So while all of the pit stops were taking place, one of the big questions was the 39 and what was happening with Ryan Sieg. Kelly?
Well, Rick, he was just about to come to pit road just behind the 20 car, who of course had the uncontrolled tire, which brought out the caution. So when the caution came out, they stayed out, but ultimately were worried he would run out of fuel, so they had to bring him down to pit road while the pits were still closed to fill him up. So he too will be sent back to the end of the longest line. I'll let Steve explain that part.
Yeah, so the penalty for the 39, when pit road is closed, it's the tail end of the longest line. So it's kind of a double whammy, because not only will he have to give up his track position, but because he came to pit road, he's no longer wave round eligible. So he'll still be a lap down in the 11th position. With the wave around cars, though, we now have 9 cars in the lead lap. And this has completely changed the complexion of our points battle for the chase, because now Brendan Poole has worked his way back to 2 laps down. Ryan Reed 2 laps down. Darrell Wallace Jr. is still 4 laps down. So when we look at the chase points, it's very, very close at the bubble. Currently the 6 of Darrell Wallace Jr. only 1 point ahead of the 3 of Dillon. But even more importantly, in my opinion, is Brendan Poole, who's 3 points below the cut line with a car that I feel could advance forward on his lap and gain some more points.
Getting ready for the restart as they're going 2 by 2. Again, it's Kyle Larson. He has chosen the inside line. Outside him will be Justin Allgaier. I want to listen in to the 20 of Erik Jones, though. They had some communication that was very interesting.
Best I can tell here, we're still good. Big picture. We just gotta keep it clean here, right? Yeah, it's gonna put it a little closer than I want it, but yes, I think so. If you see something we need to do points-wise, just let me know too, so I can relay it.
Well, and points are a big concern, because Erik Jones is only 2 points to the good. In the 9th position, remember, he had a penalty for the uncontrolled tire. So not only he did save his lap, he's on the lead lap, but look where he's lining up. All the way back at the tail end with Ryan Sieg. An issue on this restart. We saw that major crash in the Sprint Cup race. One of these leaders spin their tires. The points, you see them there on the left of your screen. Blake Koch +3. The 20 +2. The 3, the 6 are tied. The 48's only 5 behind. I think Blake Koch is actually in the best position because he has a little bit of a cushion, but no one is safe with 19 to go at Charlotte.
48 has a lot of ground he can make up because he's 2 laps down, but there's 5 people in front of him that are 2 laps down. So there's a lot of cars he can go get.
And they'll be right next to him on this restart. Green flag back in the air. 18 laps to go. They stay 2 by 2 as they enter turn 1. As dominant as Kyle Larson has been throughout this race, now he has his hands full. Justin Allgaier challenging him through 3 and 4. Joey Logano in the 12 behind them.
And there's a wreck off turn 4, Rick.
As they come off turn 4, that'll bring the caution out. How big is that for Erik Jones in the 20?
Well, that is a big advantage. Remember, he was on the lead lap, but at the tail end of the field. This will allow him to pull all the way up to the back of the lead lap cars. This time he'll restart in the same position of 9th, but on the racetrack ahead of all of the lap down cars. That's a big safety gain for the 20 of Erik Jones.
The free pass is going to be Austin Dillon, Ty Dillon's brother, so now he'll get back in the lead lap. He could actually go up and try to get in front of some people to move them back closer to Ty.
Look at Dakota Armstrong. And coming off of turn 4, just got sideways. You see the left rear tire flat on that 28 as he'll come to pit road. Marty.
Well, guys, imagine the pressure for Ty Dillon right now. As you can see on the left-hand side of your screen, currently he is tied, and that would get him into the next round. He asked Nick Harrison before this last green flag for a points update, and he went through every scenario, told him we're tied right now, but we were racing for the free pass against his brother Austin Dillon. Now he's in the position to get the free pass. If they do get another caution, he can get back on the lead lap, but a lot of pressure. Season comes down to this. They either need to stay where they're at or gain a couple spots. It's right within riding all evening long, but currently tied for Ty Dillon to be able to make it into the next round.
So here's the problem with the 3, Marty. The problem is that he is going to be the first car 1 lap down. So unless he can get the wave around and find a way to get back on the lead lap, there's nobody he can pass. There's no more advancement he can make. That's going to be the trouble with this car.
Well, unlike Darrell Wallace Jr., who's 21st, 3 laps down, you would think, oh, well, Ty Dillon has him pinned. The problem is the 44 J.J. Yeley is in front of Darrell Wallace Jr. on his lap. So if Darrell Wallace Jr. is to see him coming to pit road behind the 44, if that 6 passes the 44, Darrell Wallace Jr. in, Ty Dillon out.
That's the 1 point that Ty Dillon will be looking for. Erik Jones +2 though. Marty.
And the interesting thing is here they had to pit because the 44 was coming down pit road. Like you talked about, they need these fresh tires to maybe get around that 44 and gain one more spot. Also, Blake Koch, Chaser, coming in for 4 fresh tires with 15 to go. We'll see if these Goodyear tires pay off. Could be a huge move for these guys. Gain them some spots if they can and assure themselves of getting to the next round.
All the way through this round, they've raced, and it comes down to Darrell Wallace Jr. and J.J. Yeley racing for position 3 laps down. Now, Ty Dillon can still get the free pass, but we're taking a lot of assumptions that he stays in that position. Ryan Sieg could outrun him. Blake Koch could outrun him.
just came and got tires.
That's right.
So he's going to have a guy behind him with better tires because he can run up there and actually get by him.
And to get a free pass, you would have to have another caution.
And he's got to stay the first car lap down.
That's right. We don't know if that's going to happen or not. Dave.
And Rick, just so you know, Brennan Poole came down pit road, took on fuel and 4 fresh tires. He had not been to pit road since lap 123. Now still laps down, it puts him on fresh rubber for the end.
Well, fresh rubber, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4 guys in front of him on his lap, Rick. So there are 4 points available to Brennan Poole. So this is far from decided.
It definitely gets a little more interesting. Under 14 laps to go now. And again, NASCAR America will go to 90 minutes daily, starting on Monday, 5:30 p.m. weekdays. And everyone on NASCAR America, including Steve and Jeff, you guys will be able to break down all of the action that took place today and look forward to next weekend's racing. Lights are off on the pace car, 2x2 once again, and Erik Jones is not sure where he wants to line up here, so he is running on the outside 3 wide. We'll see where he slides in.
And remember, he now is eligible to move up and be with those guys. Originally, he was penalized, had to be on the tail end of the longest line, but now he is the last car on the lead lap, or actually he wasn't the last car on the lead lap, but that enabled him to move back up to start with these guys in 6th position.
Take a look at where they run. Justin Allgaier running 2nd, Suarez 4th, Elliott Sadler 5th. Again, Suarez and Sadler both have wins, so they'll advance to the round of 8.
Remember the trouble we saw in the last restart in the Cup race? I believe that Kyle Larson was watching that, and he chose the bottom lane. The bottom lane, for some reason, has been a little bit better taking off. However, if Justin Allgaier can stay next to him entering turn 1 and get to his door and take the air off of him, then it could be advantage Justin Allgaier. But the key is, can you launch better in the 40 on the bottom lane? And that's what Kyle Larson is expecting to happen.
Ty Dillon currently running 11th, Marty.
Just 14 to go now, 13 to go, Rick. And of course, Ty, in these final few laps, wants to know who he's racing. Listen to the radio conversation.
Right now, Ty, we are the dog. My score shows we're racing the 39. To be the 39 and 1162, and several of them that took the pit road right there.
And guys, that's who they have to beat on the racetrack if they want to keep the spot they're in, which is currently making it to the next round. I wish I could convey the tension down here in the 3 pit. Nick Harrison almost pacing on the pit box. It's palpable. You can feel it down here. They know the nerve's certainly up right now. They've got to stay where they are. They cannot afford to go backwards at all.
This is a fight for the title, a fight for the championship right here. If they don't stay in the top 8, their championship hopes are done.
Well, when Ty Dillon looks in his A-post mirror, look who he sees. He sees the 39 of Ryan Sieg. That is the battle. Ryan Sieg pitted on lap 176, Ty Dillon on 162. So the guy that Ty Dillon's got to stay in front of to get that wave around.
Fresher tires.
That's right, has fresher tires.
As does Blake Koch and Brendan Gaughan, both on the same lap, and they have even fresher tires. They came to pit road under this caution. ready for the restart. Kyle Larson on the inside. Justin Allgaier on the outside. Green flag back in the air. 12 laps to go.
Allgaier got a really good start. The 12 Logano's pushing. Now he's underneath him.
3 wide as they go through 1 and 2. And they stay 3 wide all the way down the back straight. Into turn 3. Logano trying to take the lead away from Kyle Larson. Logano leads at Charlotte.
Well, as this race for the lead's going on back there, Ryan Sieg and Ty Dillon are battling it out. Currently, Ryan Sieg is in front of Ty Dillon.
And then Ty Dillon back in front of Ryan Sieg. They keep switching position. That fight for the free pass. Sieg.
They have told Ty Dillon, you've got to pass that 39. That's our spot in the next round. So he knows he's got to get around that 39, but losing ground to him, Rick.
Well, the problem is the 39 has fresh tires. You just can't will your car to go faster. You have to have equipment on there to run faster. Ryan Sieg and this 39 have fresher tires, and they're paying off with 10 to go.
Less than 10 laps to go. The fight to stay in the championship.
We've got to get to 39.
Pressure could not be higher. You see the points on the left. Chase points as they run. Joey Logano out in front of Kyle Larson. Elliott Sadler's made his way up to 3rd. Justin Allgaier 4th. Daniel Suarez in 5th.
And we talked about all of the different battles. Well, on the restart, the 6 of Darrell Wallace Jr. passes the 44 of J.J. Yeley right here getting into turn 1. He hangs a right, he climbs the banking, 3 wide, goes by the 44. That puts the 6 in, which also eliminates the 3. 3 cars are within 2 points of one another for the transfer spot.
And that puts a 6. He's the first car 3 laps down, so right now he cannot advance any further.
And Kyle Larson's dominated all day, Rick, and now he finds himself in the 2nd position. Can he find the speed to overtake Joey Logano?
Here comes Suarez. Suarez trying to make the pass on Justin Allgaier. To the bottom of the racetrack he goes. Suarez currently running 4th, trying to take that 3rd spot away.
But this is where Erik Jones needs to take a deep breath. He doesn't need these positions. Don't compound a mistake. I like that move right there. Don't look 3 wide. Roll out of the gas. I know you're a racer and you want to go forward, but that's not today's goal.
Well, Justin Allgaier, he's in that same position. Remember, he's 26 to the good right now, but a mistake right here, and he could find himself out looking in.
Erik Jones looks to the inside of Justin Allgaier. As the laps continue to wind down, the opportunities for these drivers, especially the 3 of Ty Dillon, dwindling with every lap complete. Unless a caution comes out, Ty Dillon cannot get back into the top 8. Because right now he is trapped a lap down. Ryan Sieg is the only car in front of him that he can pass. That's only 1 position. Unless the cars start falling back to him, Ty Dillon has to have a caution come out.
And Ryan Sieg goes doing it the old-fashioned way by outrunning Ty Dillon on the racetrack.
Those fresher tires paying off for Ryan Sieg. Now Erik Jones looks to the outside of Justin Allgaier.
These two are going to give each other plenty of room. They're both in the same situation. Show a lot of respect, give a lot of room. Don't make a mistake.
On the right of your screen, Ty Dillon, the first car outside the top 8.
And while watching all these points battle, look at Kyle Larson. He's got the top wound up, Rick. He's gained momentum. He gained 10 car lengths down the backstretch. He's almost to Joey Logano's bumper on the front stretch for the race win.
Joey Logano's got to take the top. He cannot get him the top. If you get beaten on the bottom, then you get beaten, but you do not give Kyle Larson the top of the racetrack.
I completely agree. I think that was a mistake. I think we're going to see the momentum Kyle Larson carries off the top with 4 to go. And who's in 3rd? Elliott Sadler somehow always shows up in the picture at the ends of these races.
This is the corner that I think you have to run the top of your Logano. He chose the bottom. Kyle Larson's been so good. Not this time.
He doesn't make the pass. And you see on pit road now the 2 of Austin Dillon.
apparently securing some lug nuts and conveniently giving a spot to his brother Ty Dillon on the racetrack for a point, but it's not going to be enough because you can see it goes down to a 1-point gap. But the 6 of Darrell Wallace Jr. has done what he needs to do, has kept the position as Kyle Larson gets into the wall.
Kyle Larson got up into the wall. That allowed the 1 of Elliott Sadler to get by. And so Sadler now chasing down Logano for this race win. Under 2 laps to go. And with just 2 laps to go, Ty Dillon still a point back. Darrell Wallace Jr. a point to the good. Elliott Sadler trying everything he can do to catch up, get closer to Joey Logano.
Kyle Larson was in the wall again, Rick.
1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. Ty Dillon, only a mile and a half to try to get into the chase. As good as Joey Logano is running, Elliott Sadler is going to have a hard time catching him. Here comes Logano, catching the slower traffic as he comes into the quad oval. Joey Logano is going to win at Charlotte.
Yeah! That's how you do it! Yeah! Up, Joey. Great job, Brian. Congratulations, guys.
And just that quickly, Kyle Larson's hopes of dominating this race dashed. Joey Logano gets the win, his 27th career Xfinity Series win. And you take a look at the points, the chase points, the drivers that will advance into the round of 8.
Rick, I really thought Darrell Wallace Jr. knocked the nose of his car in on the initial start of the race. I thought he didn't have a chance. He ran outside the top 20 all day long, but he battled back. Look at the repairs on this 6 car. It wasn't a good day. It wasn't a fun day, but it was the day they needed. Got through by 1 single point.
Darrell Wallace Jr. finishes 20th in this race. 3 laps down. But as you said, Steve, he got the amount of points he needed to advance into the round of 8.
And how about Blake Cook in 7th in points? Small team, first year they've had this team. Really good job to make the chase to begin with, but then to advance into the next round. Unbelievable job by that small team.
Kansas, Texas, and Phoenix. As you see Ty Dillon coming on to pit road. The round of 8. There's 2 mile-and-a-half tracks in Kansas and Texas, then the mile track at Phoenix. For the 8 drivers that will be fighting for a championship.
What huge disappointment. We've seen this chase format reward people that can find a way to finish better than perhaps they ran, get that win. In this case, Ty Dillon. There's no question that Ty Dillon and this team have a car that's capable of being in the top 8, but you have to get the finishes, and they just were not able to make it happen.
Kyle Larson really put on a display today as far as driving, and ended up with only 9 cars on the lead lap. Brad Keselowski finished up 9th, and he was the last car on the lead lap. Ultimately, it was Joey Logano who had a great restart and was able to get in front and take the win. A lot of miles run by Joey Logano today, but the most important was the last mile and a half when he was able to oust the one of Elliott Sadler and get to victory lane. Joey Logano wins and is in victory lane. Kelly.
And it's his second time going to victory lane this season in the Xfinity Series. The other time also in this 12 car, that was back at Watkins Glen. Joey, that 42 car of Kyle Larson looked unbeatable today. How did you get by him on that final restart?
He was really fast. I knew my only shot was on the restart. I knew this PPG Ford Mustang was really fast in the short run because I was able to keep up with Larson early in the race until he started going on the long run. So I said, well, this is my one shot, and it's fun. You race a car with no points and nothing to lose, and I was able to get on the inside of him, have an awesome restart, get a 3 wide on the bottom, be able to clear him, and try to hold him off. I was huffing and puffing, and they're giving it all I had, and he started making the top work, and I think he got into a wall eventually, but that's awesome. Brian Wilson's first win as an Xfinity crew chief, that means a lot, and putting together this 12 team again. We were able to do it in Watkins Glen, and to be able to put a bunch of guys together and girls from the shop to be able to come out here and win at this level shows a lot about the depth at Team Penske, so proud to be part of it.
It was a doubleheader. I know you didn't quite run all the laps on the Cup side of things, but what's it like pulling off 2 races the same day?
I feel good. Well, it was probably because I didn't run the whole Cup race, but at least we were able to, or at least I was able to recover and have a decent day all said and done and say we got at least 1 win. It'd been cool to have 2 wins. I had a really good Shell Penzo Ford earlier that I think could have won the race over there, but unfortunately that didn't happen, but at least we got 1.
Right, congratulations, Joey. Dave?
And Brennan Poole will hear it from the team this afternoon. A great effort on his part, but sometimes nothing you can do about mechanical bugs, right?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like we had a race car that could have won the race. We were definitely in position to go to the next round. Our race team just keeps getting better every single week. I'm just proud of everyone at DC Solar for supporting this team. Everyone at Chevrolet for all they've done. I want to thank Xfinity for putting on this chase. Just so close. We just something out of our control. Failed. Our motto all year for Ganassi has been win or learn. So we'll take this, we'll learn from it, we'll make it better. And this is a championship winning team, and we just weren't able to quite get it done this afternoon.
How did you keep your focus once you had the battery issue or the alternator issue, whatever it might be?
Well, at that point, you're just trying to make up as much ground as you can. You just never know with a bunch of cautions there at the end. Maybe we could get ourselves in position to get lucky or a guy get taken out, and you're trying to make as many points as you can. But we also are taking everything and learning for the next time we come back to Charlotte. So just let my guys know where our balance was going, things I'm figuring out just to remember for next time. Our race car was really, really strong. So was the 42. I really wanted to get up there and race with those guys. We were getting close to being up there, and the battery went out. So it was a really fun day. Just thanks to Xfinity and everyone again who supports this team, and we'll go get him next year.
Strong season for Brennan Poole.
And Dave, this one is tough to take for Ty Dillon as you process what happened in round 1. What are the moments that flash in your mind of where it might have gotten away, Ty?
Obviously this moment, we were terrible today and didn't give ourselves much of a shot. We fired off pretty good, and I don't know, for whatever reason our car was definitely not the same today, and just I hate it for all of our sponsors, Wesco, Bass Pro, Red Cap, and everybody who's helped us out all year. Just man, it's heartbreaking. We're a team that should have been in the final round, and you got to expect things to happen, which happened in the first race at Kentucky. It's the way this chase is built. Things happen. Some of the best cars are going to get knocked out. But you got to be able to rebound if you're going to win a championship, and we weren't able to rebound good enough. We had so much momentum coming off Dover. Had a car capable of winning a race, and today we couldn't even stay on the lead lap. So it's just very upsetting, and just I don't know. I wanted this championship so bad. Every year I've ran the Xfinity Series, and it hurts.
It's obviously a very emotional moment, but walk me through the final laps, trying to chase down the 39. After he passed you, the crew said several times, that's our spot, we have to have that. What was that like behind the wheel?
It's watching him pull away. The car wasn't good enough to get him. He had fresher tires at that point, and shouldn't have been in that position to begin with.
All right, Ty Dillon obviously very upset with what has been a season of disappointment not to be able to make it to this first round of the chase. Cut here in Charlotte. Ty Dillon walking away, very disappointed.
Yeah, take a look at the chase grid. The round of 8 now set. Daniel Suarez, Elliott Sadler with their wins advancing. Then it was points for Allgaier, Eric Jones, fighting through adversity as well because of his situation. He and Ty Dillon were in the same situation entering this race. They were below the cut line, had to have good finishes for them to advance. Brendan Gaughan, Ryan Reed, Darrell Wallace Jr., Blake Cook, all making it into the round of 8, still have a shot at that title.
You just saw the huge disappointment in Ty Dillon's voice. You saw it on his face. It's devastating when you feel like you belong and you want to move along and contend for that championship, and that dream gets taken away from you. It's devastating, and it showed on Ty Dillon's face.
This is what the elimination chase format produces. We've seen it for 2 years now at the Sprint Cup level, in year 1 at the Xfinity level, and still, why should we be surprised? Every cut race we've seen at both levels, there's always a surprise driver, a surprise team, someone that people thought would move through. But there are no guarantees in sports, especially in the playoffs. And this format of the chase is more like the playoffs than anything we've seen. And as you said, Ty Dillon, championship hopes dashed, doesn't move on to the round of 8.
Another driver with their championship hopes dashed, Ryan Siegs with Dave.
Yeah, it was another good effort for them today, Ryan. Ultimately, the round was tough. You knew it was going to be. Your thoughts as you exit now?
Mistakes got us the first 2, you know what I mean? We just missed it on those 2. If we would have just finished where we were running in those races, we would have been sitting pretty good in the points. Just mistakes killed us, and that's, you know what I mean? This race, we didn't have any mistakes, and we finished 10th, just a little bit too late here.
This whole championship run thing was pretty new for you this year. What will your team do these final races in preparation for next year then?
Just try to move our way up, stay at least top 10, you know what I mean? We were 11th last year, just try to gain on that and hopefully finish, you know what I mean, run ourselves up maybe 5th, or, you know what I mean, run us up high as we can.
Did you enjoy this, or was it a whole lot more pressure than you ever expected?
I enjoyed it. Just, you know what I mean? Just the mistakes, it really hurt us. You know what I mean? I had one last week, and the guys had one the week before. It's been fun. You know what I mean? I just wish I could have got those back, but it is what it is. I just can't thank Tri-County Landscapes and everybody that came on board and helped us out getting here.
A small team from Tucker, Georgia, still very competitive, Rick, and wanted to move on if they could.
Yeah, Dave, tough situation for so many teams and so many drivers wanting to advance and have a shot at the championship. One driver who is moving on, standing by with Marty.
And that would be Bubba Wallace, +1. All right, so now the start of the race today, when you got that damage, did you honestly think that you had a shot to be able to make it through to the next round?
Actually, yeah. You know, with the way our car drove after that damage, I don't even know what happened there. Spotter said that that they were playing games on the restart, and half of it was just me sleeping, and man, I felt like we took off in 4th gear. We were going so fast. The next thing you know, they check up. But with the way it drove, then with a little bit of damage, a little bit on the tight side, Seth was confident in the change that we called out for the next pit stop. We fixed the damage and did that change, so it was like, holy cow, was that damage really hindering us that bad? So it's just it was just a handful all day. But once it became nighttime, I was told to settle and don't race anybody, but I felt like I could have went up there and drove up to the lead. It was that good. So I just don't get it why we can't run good during the day, but just disappointed we couldn't have a better run for the Leidos group, especially at our home track where we know we run really good at, but can't thank them enough. Thank you, Roger, for being on our car again. Got them on for a couple more races. Going to keep our heads up and continue on and go to Kansas. Hopefully it's kind of like Kentucky, a little bit smooth, really fast. And we'll come out of there with a good finish and set us up for a good 2 off weeks because I need it. But to go into Texas and have a little bit of less pressure on us.
You say you didn't race anybody. You raced people because you knew it was for the spot to get into the next round. Talk about that last restart with a 44. He had tires, you had tires, and you took it 3 wide to make sure you got in.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I thought we were out after we were 3 laps down. I legit thought we were out. And then Freddie understands me. He's been with me for 4 or 5 years, so he'll say some things and I'll jump onto him because it messes me up for 3 or 4 laps. So he just says, "Hey, we really need this spot." That's all he said. We really need this spot. He never told me points. I don't want to hear about points. Ever since I've been coming to this Legends car track, I've been worrying about points, and it's been biting me in the tail. So he said we needed that spot really bad, and he said, "Give us your best restart here. Stay to the top." He knows I love the top. And it paid out for us.
It did pay off. They are in +1. Bubba Wallace makes it to the next round, Rick.
Yeah, how did everyone get in? Restarts vitally important for these drivers, especially Darrell Wallace Jr.
Yeah, well, it started right here. Darrell Wallace Jr. needed that spot for the 44, and J.J. Yaley, who hangs the right, climbs the banking, and easily passes the 44 in the start.
And right behind him, see Brennan Poole trying to go with him. Will hit the 44. Yaley comes up the racetrack, squeezes Bennett into the wall, and 44 gets in the wall also.
Yeah, then the 3 of Ty Dillon, the 39 of Ryan Sieg. The 39 had fresher tires and the position inside the 3. Poor Ty Dillon just didn't have much to fight with. Those fresher tires ended up being the difference. Ryan Sieg right here battled with the 3, but you see how much easier he can get in the power. Clears the 3 off the corner, and that ended up being the point that eliminated the 3 from the chase.
Yeah, Ty Dillon needed 2 points. He got 1 point when 2 of Austin Dillon came to pit road, put a lug nut on. But it wasn't enough. Let's go back to Dave.
Well, Rick, 5th place was good enough to get Eric Jones through the next round by 6 points. What were you aware of today with everything going on?
I didn't ask what the situation was until we went to the back, and then I kind of asked, hey, what do I need to do to make sure we're in the good? Just keep me updated. And he said we were good at that point. I was like, well, all right, I'll take your word for it, and I trust Chris. And fortunately, we got a quick yellow to put ourselves back up in a safe spot there in the top 6, and just kind of rode out from there. I knew we were fine if we rode up where just in the cars we were on the lead lap, honestly. So we stayed up there, finished 5th, and a solid day for us. A little more dramatic than it needed to be probably, but a good day for the GameStop camera to get us into the next round and give us a clean slate to go at it again.
I was going to say, you ready to kick round 1 to the curb and go after round 2?
Yeah, it's been a rough round for me and for the whole team. It's just been not one that we want to do again. We definitely made it way harder on ourselves than it needed to be. We're a lot better race team than that, and we just didn't put the races together, from my mistakes to everything else. It just didn't work out. So we'll do a better job in the next round. I'll do a better job in the next round of making sure I'm putting myself in better positions throughout the races to get to Homestead and be able to chase the championship.
All right, good luck with that. Eric Jones is through, Marty.
Blake Cook through as well, and when they told him he was through, you said what?
I felt like I won the race, man. I told you I want to do a burnout. Like I started, fist pumping. It's a great feeling. It's unbelievable, actually. Just to make the chase, I was super proud of my team. Thankful for Leaf Filter gutter protection, and of course Xfinity for having this excitement. I mean, I've been in this series for almost 7 years, and this is the coolest couple months that I've ever experienced. So I got to give it up to Matt Collig for starting this race team. And a year ago, nobody knew what Collig Racing is, and today a lot of people do.
How aware were you of where you needed to be and what points you needed to get towards the end of the race?
Oh, not very aware. I mean, me and Chris talked about it. He didn't really want to. He just wanted me to go hard all race long. I'm a pretty smart driver anyways. I don't really put myself in that bad of situations even when I'm trying to be aggressive. So I just pushed pretty hard all race. And at the end there, with like 5 to go, he said we have to pass the 62. So I passed the 62. And Brendan was having a good day too, but now looking back, I'm not sure if I even had to pass him. I think we're a couple to the good.
Who would have thought this upstart team that didn't even exist in January would make it to the round of 8? They do. Kelly.
Well, Brandon Jones will not advance to the round of 8, but Brandon, you're young, you're a rookie. What has it meant to you to be a part of this chase?
That was my goal, honestly, just to make the chase as our rookie year in Xfinity. I can't thank Xfinity enough for doing this for us this year. I think this has been great so far. I hate that we're not advancing, but you look at the people that aren't advancing, and they're some of the best cars out there, the 3 and the 48 as well. So we race them all year long, I guess. Try to do the best we possibly can without getting in the chase guys' way, and we'll be just fine. I think we had a solid day, honestly, for next year. You take out Kentucky and Dover, and I feel like we would have been sitting a little different. So it's just part of the game, and we'll be just as strong as every week.
Thank you, Brandon.
Take a look at where the chase drivers finished tonight. The 12 that were trying to advance into the round of 8. That round of 8 beginning next week at Kansas. Daniel Suarez finished 3rd. Elliott Sadler 2nd. And there is the round of 8. Suarez, Sadler, Allgaier, Jones gone, Reed, Wallace Jr., and Cook, all with still a shot at the championship.
And the beauty, they're all tied, Rick. They're all tied. It doesn't matter how great your round of 12 was. If your name is under the round of 8, you're equal. You're equal with your other 7 competitors and have a chance to make the championship 4 in Miami.
And something tells me that all these competitors would have loved Eric Jones to have some kind of problem today. He's been the one that's won the most races this year, had the most speed. I believe he's still the one to beat.
It was a marathon of a day. 2 races, 800 miles of racing that took place today, and we want to say thank you to our entire crew here on the NBCSN and NBC crew. A spectacular job by everyone. We appreciate that. A big day. Big day for Joey Logano getting a win, as well as the 8 drivers that will still advance and have a shot at the championship in the Xfinity Series. Coming up next on NBCSN, it's Meek of Auto Auctions from Chicago.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.